Chapter 2273. Chapter 2273. 9 Supremes vs. Non-Human Prodigies. Chapter 2273. 9 Supremes vs. Non-Human Prodigies. The few people from the Black Tortoise Forest were all very confident. Among the younger generation in the Heaven Realm, they were all at the peak of existence with unparalleled talent. They firmly believed that as long as they grew up, they would be able to reverse the current situation of the Heaven Realm, defeat the alien races, and even lead the Heaven Realm army to kill their way to the evil God Realm. They didn't even put the young Heaven's favorite of the non-human race in their eyes. "Oh, go out with you." Updated on Bezoexenzer Com Heavenly Venerate 6 sages said as he stepped forward, followed by a few other celestial emperors. The 4 paragons of the Black Tortoise Forest also stepped out and appeared outside the two-world city. They stopped not far away from the outsiders. "You're finally here. I thought you didn't dare to fight," one of the foreign beings said. In the contest of the younger generation, the Heaven Realm is not afraid of anyone. Heavenly Venerate 6 sages said coldly, "Since that's the case, let's begin. You can choose any of the 4 prodigies of our realm." The alien Imperial Clan Heavenly Emperor said. At this moment, the 4 from the Black Tortoise Forest were also sizing up the 4 foreign young Heaven's favorites. When they saw the young man from the royal family, their eyes turned serious. Everyone knew that the royal non-human races were extremely rare, but each one of them had terrifying battle power and endless potential. They didn't care about the other non-human Heaven's favorites, but they had to take the royal non-human race seriously. "I'll go first." The Black Tortoise Forest spoke first and stepped forward. His gaze scanned the 4 non-human Heaven's favorites before finally landing on the burly non-human. The burly alien race was the most widespread and numerous race among the alien races. The people in the Heaven Realm knew this race the best. The Black Tortoise Forest would naturally choose the one they were most confident in. "You fight me." The Black Tortoise pointed at the burly alien. "You're choosing me?" The 3 eyes of the burly alien opened and closed, emitting a cold killing intent. He felt that he had been underestimated when he was the first one to be chosen. "Kid, it's your bad luck that you chose me first. Remember, the one who defeated you is called Wei-Mo." A burly alien stepped out, exuding a powerful aura. True Emperor. Without a doubt, the foreign youth Wei-Mo had already stepped into the True Emperor realm. There are strong and weak True Emperors too. "Kill." The Black Tortoise Forest moved. He pushed out with both hands, and 2 stars appeared, blasting toward Wei-Mo's small tricks. "Destroy." Vimo Dandan said, and 2 beams of destructive light shot out of his third eye. Bang! Bang! The Black Tortoise Forest's 2 stars were easily destroyed by the other party. Xuan Wulin's expression darkened slightly. He quickly formed a seal with his hands, and stars appeared around him one after another. There was a total of 360 stars. Heavenly Cycle Stellar Fist. The Black Tortoise Forest didn't hold back at all. He directly used his strongest killing move and raised his combat strength to the extreme. Whoosh! 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 1 star after another streaked through the air, shooting toward Wei-Mo with a long tail. The Black Tortoise Forest's combat strength has increased a lot. That's right. A few years ago, when he fought with Lu Ming in Yaoguang Ancient City, he was only equivalent to a 3rd-stage True Emperor. Now he's already a 5th-stage True Emperor. His improvement is shocking. He's indeed a peerless genius. Many people from the heavenly realm were overjoyed. The Black Tortoise Forest must have suffered a great loss in the battle with Lu Ming. In the past few years, they had worked hard and improved tremendously. They believed that this battle was in the bag. But in the next moment, everyone from the Heaven Realm's expression changed. Wei-Mo let out a long hiss, and his body was covered with a crystal-like purple light. A battle axe appeared in his hand, and his burly body rushed toward the Black Tortoise Forest like a wild beast. Buzz! 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 At the same time, Wei-Mo held the battle axe with both hands and continuously slashed at the stars. Bang! Bang! Those stars were like bubbles as they were easily split apart by Wei-Mo. Wei-Mo strode forward, his battle axe continuously slashing out. 1 star after another was formed, but they were all broken. Xuan Wulin's expression changed. With a loud roar, he pushed his palms forward. In an instant, 200 stars shot towards Waymo break. Waymo shouted coldly, and in an instant, he chopped out a few hundred times, filling the sky with axe shadows. The stars exploded one after another. Kill! In the end, Waymo let out a loud roar and slashed out a shocking axe radiance. A huge battle axe with an energy of 10,000 meters stood between the heaven and earth, and suddenly slashed toward the black tortoise forest. Xuan Wulin's pupils contracted sharply, and he exploded with all his strength. He fused all the stars into one, turning it into a huge star that blasted toward his opponent. However, as the giant axe came down, the star exploded like a sun exploding in the sky. Black Tortoise Lin let out a blood-curdling scream as his body was sent flying. He flew for more than 10,000 meters and fell to the ground, spitting out large mouthfuls of blood. He was defeated. The Black Tortoise Forest had lost. The Heaven Realm experts' faces were extremely ugly. The powerful Black Tortoise Forest, which was one of the 9 absolutes, was defeated without causing much trouble to the other party. This Waymo's battle power is at least at the 6th stage true emperor level, someone said solemnly. Many people gasped. Did the foreign races also have such terrifying geniuses? How could this be? The Heaven Realm and the Primordial Realm had only produced a large number of prodigies when they reached their golden age. However, how could the foreign races also have such powerful prodigies? It must be someone else. It's impossible for the Outlanders to have many of such heaven's favorites. Impossible. Someone growled, finding it hard to accept. Is this the Heaven Realm's top genius? Can't even withstand a single blow. Waymo spoke coldly and looked at the Black Tortoise Forest with disdain. He carried his battle axe and walked back. Heavenly Venerate 6 sages, and the other heavenly emperors all had ugly expressions on their faces. The loss of the Black Tortoise Forest would more or less affect the morale of the Heaven Realm. You must win the second round. The 6th Saint Venerable transmitted his voice to the remaining 3 heaven's favorites. I'll do this round. The bald young man stepped forward. This person's combat strength was very strong. Back in the Alcate ancient city, he had also made a move to deal with Lu Ming. Later, he was stopped by Dandan and displayed shocking combat strength. He was much stronger than the Xuanwu Forest at that time. The bald young man's gaze swept across the remaining 3, and finally fell on the 4-armed skinny foreign man. You come out and fight me, the bald youth said. Then I'll fulfill your wish. Smiling faintly, he took a step forward, and appeared in front of the bald youth with astonishing speed. Buzz! Then, the skinny young man made his move. In a flash, his skinny body disappeared. The next moment, 4 extremely sharp blades appeared around the bald young man and slashed at him. So fast! Many people were shocked. The speed of this skinny foreign being was simply too astonishing. His body was so fast that it was impossible to catch him. Crazy devil fist technique, the bald young man roared and punched out with both fists like a mad demon. The terrifying fist force swept in all directions. Buzz! Whoosh! The sound of metal vibrating reverberated in all directions. In the blink of an eye, the 2 of them exchanged over 100 moves, their speed fast to the extreme. Chapter 2274, Non-Human Prince. Chapter 2274 Non-Human Prince. The speed of the bald young man's fist technique was also shockingly fast. He was actually able to block his opponent. The 2 of them exchanged hundreds of moves in an instant, and it was difficult to determine the winner. Interesting, you can actually keep up with my speed. But let me tell you, I'm only halfway there. The skinny alien laughed coldly. Suddenly, his speed increased once more, and his 4 sharp weapons began to move at double the speed they had before. The bald young man was shocked. He roared and circulated his fist technique to the extreme. However, he was still no match for the other party, and was not faster than him. Updated on B0xN0VL. A wound appeared on the bald youth's body, almost cutting his body in half. Blood was flowing out. The bald youth retreated frantically, trying to avoid his opponent's attack. However, his opponent's figure didn't stop, and neither did his attacks. He couldn't avoid it at all. The bald young man was hit again. His body was slashed, and this time, one of his arms was cut off. He spat out a large mouthful of blood, and revealed a look of despair. Die! The skinny non-human's eyes were savage as he charged toward the bald youth. I admit defeat, admit defeat. At the critical moment the bald man shouted. Die! The petite young man didn't stop, and continued to attack the bald young man. Enough! One of the celestial thearchs beside heavenly venerate 6 sages made his move. A wave of power enveloped the bald youth, and swept him up to his side. Hee. You need the celestial thearch to make a move? What a waste! The skinny foreign man sneered, and looked at the bald youth with disdain. Then he stepped back. The bald youth's expression was extremely unsightly. He spat out a few mouthfuls of blood, and then sat down cross-legged to heal his injuries. Heavenly venerate 6 sages, and the few heavenly emperors also had ugly expressions on their faces. When the heavenly emperor saved the bald youth, the other party's heavenly emperor did not stop him. Perhaps the other party did it on purpose. The bald youth's defeat, and the heavenly emperor's intervention, were witnessed by countless people from both sides. This was a huge blow to the heaven realm. Their top geniuses were no match for the heavenly emperor, and needed the heavenly emperor to save them. How ironic was this? How did this happen? Some people in the heaven realm looked desperate. If their overall strength could not compare to the outsiders, and even the geniuses of this generation could not compare to the outsiders, then what hope did the heaven realm have? If he struggled on his last breath, he would be defeated and destroyed by the other party sooner or later. At this moment, there were still 2 heaven's favorites who had yet to make a move. The non-human who was like a shadow stepped out and said in a cold and harsh voice, "Which one of you is going to fight me?" There were still 2 young heaven's favorites from the heaven realm. One of them was a beautiful woman, and the other was a handsome young man in a blue shirt. I'll deal with this person. As for the royal non-human race, I'll have to rely on you. I'm definitely not his match. At this moment, the beautiful woman said to the young man in blue. There were also differences in the 9 absolutes of the heaven realm's youth. The young man in blue was one of the top 9 absolutes. He was ranked in the top 3. Alright, no matter what, we can't lose the next 2 matches. The young man in blue said. Alright, the beautiful lady nodded her head and floated out. Without saying anything, she started to fight with the shadow-like evil god race member. The 2 of them should be at the 7th stage true emperor realm. This battle was very intense. However, the other party's body was extremely strange. Not only was it like a shadow, but it could also launch soul attacks. After dozens of moves, the beautiful woman was at a disadvantage. How did this happen? The people from the heaven realm cried out in disbelief. How could there be so many powerful heaven's favorites from the alien race? They are even more terrifying than the heaven realm. This is really despairing. No, I can't be defeated. The beautiful woman's eyes flashed with ruthlessness. Suddenly, she no longer defended and let the other party stab her. She seized this opportunity and attacked with all her might. This was a lose-lose fighting method, but it was effective. Obviously, the opponent had not expected the beautiful woman to be so ruthless and be hit in one move. Boom! Boom! The 2 of them were forced back. The beautiful woman spat out a mouthful of blood. Her body was almost torn apart by the sword chi, and she was severely injured. However, the other party was not in a good state either. He was hit by the beautiful woman's full-force attack, and was also seriously injured. Both sides were injured. On the heavenly realm's side, after the beautiful woman's all-out attack, the battle finally ended in a draw. However, no one in the heavenly realm was happy. There was only despair. The evil god realm had also given birth to such a powerful heaven's favorite. What hope did the heaven realm have? It seems that you came prepared today. The 4 of them should be the strongest heaven's favorites in your world, right? A heavenly emperor from the heaven realm spoke. Many people's eyes lit up. It was possible that the alien race had come prepared. They might have brought the strongest heaven's favorites here, which was why they were so strong. As for the heaven realm, not all of the 9 absolutes were present. There were still some geniuses who were still growing. If that was the case, then there was hope. You don't have to lie to yourselves. 111 tell you the truth. The 3 people who fought just now can't even enter the top 10 in Myriad. A non-human heavenly emperor sneered. You can't even enter the top 10? That's impossible, absolutely impossible. It's fake. It's definitely just an alarmist talk. It's probably a blow to us. We can't believe it. Everyone in the heaven realm was in an uproar. No one believed it. The 3 outsiders who had just fought were already unbelievably powerful. Even 9 absolutes from the heaven realm was no match for them. With such combat strength and cultivation, they still couldn't enter the top 10 of the outsiders. This was too despairing. They naturally didn't believe it. How sad. No wonder you were defeated. One swear in the name of the Heavenly Emperor that all of this is the truth. The Heavenly Emperor from the foreign race said indifferently. Everyone in the heaven realm was in despair. Was what the other party said true? This is a prince of our realm. He has amazing talent, and is ranked 9th among the younger generation in our realm. Then, the non-human Heavenly Emperor pointed at the non-human young man. The young man from the royal family stepped forward and looked at the young man in blue. Remember, my name is Luo, and I will crush you. Fight! The young man in blue stepped forward and launched an attack at the prince of the alien race, Luo. Whoosh! 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 The blue divine light turned into a series of shocking attacks. The young man in blue revealed his terrifying combat strength as soon as he attacked. Rank 8 True Emperor. The eyes of the people from the heaven realm lit up. They saw hope. The blue-shirt young man's battle power had already reached the battle power of a rank 8 True Emperor. At such a young age, he was definitely powerful. You have some strength, but it's not enough, Luo said indifferently. A destructive light burst out of his eyes, turning into a dozen sword lights and slashing toward the blue-robed young man. The sword light whistled and broke through the attack of the young man in blue, forcing him to retreat quickly. What? He's so strong. Many people were shocked. How was it possible for him to force the blue-robed young man to retreat with a single move? Kill! Die! Luo shouted. The sword light whistled and slashed at the young man in blue. The young man in blue let out a long roar and soared into the sky. He used a terrifying divine art to break the sword light and attacked Luo. I'll defeat you, Luo said indifferently. He shot up into the sky and struck out with his palm. Chapter 2275. Chapter 2275. Chaos Gems Found. Chapter 2275. Chapter 2275. Chaos Gems Found. Luo was incomparably powerful and brave. He struck out with his palm, which directly pierced through the void and broke through all the attacks of the young man in blue. The blue-shirt young man's expression changed drastically. He wanted to retreat and dodge, but it was too late. Bang! The terrifying palm print hit the chest of the young man in blue. He screamed as his chest was pierced through. His body flew more than 10,000 meters away and coughed up blood. He was seriously injured. No, that's impossible. Updated on B0x0VL. Someone from the heavenly realm shouted. It was hard to accept this. The young man in blue was ranked in the top 3 among the 9 unique youths in the heaven realm. His combat strength had reached the level of a rank 8 True Emperor. However, he was severely injured after only a few moves from the prince of the foreign race. The difference was too great. More importantly, was it really as the foreign heavenly emperor had said, that Luo was only ranked 9th among the younger generation of the foreign races? In that case, there was really no hope for the heaven realm. When this generation of geniuses grew up, what they brought to the heaven realm would not be hope, but despair. Many people roared, unwilling to accept all this. They had waited for countless years, fought for countless years, and finally arrived at the golden age, the age of geniuses. This generation was destined to rise to the top and give birth to the most powerful experts. Everyone was looking forward to the rise of this generation, and then they would kill their way back and take back the 9-heaven domain of the heaven realm. However, this was the result that he had been waiting for. Many people's faces were pale. At this moment, their morale was completely gone. What was the use of fighting and risking their lives? It's not good. Heavenly Venerate 6 sages sighed inwardly. He knew that this was a huge blow to everyone, and the situation was not good for the heaven realm. Ha ha ha. The so-called golden age of the heaven realm is nothing more than this. You can't even withstand a single blow. Do you still have any heaven's favorites? All of you come out and fight. One of the heaven's favorites laughed. His laughter was filled with disdain and mockery. Today their goal had been successfully achieved. The morale of the heaven's favorites is low. After a period of time, they will definitely collapse. There are still many geniuses from the heaven realm who are not in the two-world city. Otherwise, they would not be weaker than you. Heavenly Venerate 6 sages spoke. At this point in time, he definitely couldn't show weakness. Oh really? Then I'll give you time to send people to find the heaven's favorites. I'm just afraid that the people you send will be too weak to withstand a single blow. The foreign celestial Tharch laughed. Go and find the top 2 of the 9 uniques. This time, we can't let our morale drop. Heavenly Venerate 6 sages sent a voice transmission to a heavenly emperor. I'm just afraid that they have even more powerful chosen. The heavenly emperor sighed. I can't care so much. Now we can only fight. The celestial said. The heavenly emperor nodded and left in a flash. The non-humans stood still on the battlefield, waiting with calm and composed expressions. At that moment, Lu Ming had ended his cultivation. I don't have enough energy to break through to the true emperor realm. Lu Ming sighed. Although he had refined many world cores, he had only managed to rush to the peak of the 7-star illusionary emperor stage. It was impossible for him to break through to the true emperor stage unless he had a large number of chaos stones or primordial chaos stones. Forget it, it'll continue to the battlefield of true emperors. With my current cultivation, I'm invincible in the periphery of the battlefield of true emperors. 111 Hunt for some alien race essence crystals and exchange them for chaos gems. After making up his mind, Lu Ming exited the mountain and river diagram and flew out of Two World City. As they neared the city walls, Lu Ming felt that something was amiss. The atmosphere in Two World City was extremely heavy and oppressive. There's a big battle. Lu Ming did not need to think. He could guess that there must have been a huge battle. When he arrived at the city wall, he found that many people's eyes were filled with helplessness and despair, as if they had lost hope. Lu Ming understood what had happened after asking around. A heaven's favorite from another race? There's also the prince of the alien race. I found the chaos gem. Lu Ming muttered to himself before his eyes suddenly lit up. Lu Ming's eyes swept across the city and saw the Hung Yu heavenly emperor and the others on the city wall. He hurriedly walked toward them. Lu Ming. Heavenly Emperor Hung Yu sensed Lu Ming and smiled. Senior Hung Yu, please let me out. Lu Ming said. You're going out? Heavenly Emperor Hung Yu revealed a look of surprise. That's right. I'm going to go and meet some outsider chosen. Lu Ming nodded. This. The Hung Yu heavenly emperor and the other heavenly emperors looked at Lu Ming hesitantly. Although Lu Ming's talent was unprecedented since ancient times, he had just become a martial emperor not long ago. A few years ago, in the Alcate ancient city, Lu Ming's combat strength was not weak, and he could defeat the Black Tortoise Forest at that time. But now, even though the Black Tortoise Forest's combat strength had improved greatly, they were still not a match for the foreign kind's prodigy. Even if Lu Ming's progress was faster, and he was stronger than the Black Tortoise Forest, it was impossible for him to be a match for the alien prince. Alright, however, the Eternal Universe Heavenly Emperor only considered it for a moment before nodding in agreement. Lu Ming had already created history. He had become a divine emperor with many laws. It was unprecedented. No matter how fast Lu Ming improved, there was nothing to be surprised about. There was a glimmer of hope in their eyes. They hoped that Lu Ming could defeat the alien race's prodigy and restore the morale of the heaven realm. The Hung Yu heavenly emperor immediately ordered the formation to be opened and Lu Ming to leave. Lu Ming's figure flashed, and he flew out of Two World City. Instantly, it attracted everyone's attention. That is, Lu Ming. It's him. It's Lu Ming. Why is he out? Is he going to fight with the alien race's prodigy? Before Lu Ming became a divine emperor, he controlled many laws and even 3 ultimate laws. He defied the heavens and became a divine emperor. There has never been anyone like him in history. As soon as he became a divine emperor, he rushed to the 4-star Void Emperor realm and suppressed the Black Tortoise Forest. Now that a few years have passed, Lu Ming must be stronger. He might even be able to fight against the prodigies of the alien race. Many people revealed hopeful expressions. One don't think so. No matter how strong he is, he can't be a match for the prince of the alien race. Someone poured cold water on the conversation. He was an expert from the Lan family. Why boost other people's morale and destroy your own? You'll know after the battle. Heavenly Emperor Hung Yu glanced at the Lan family's expert and said coldly. The Lan family's expert's expression changed, and he didn't dare to say anything. Lu Ming moved as fast as lightning and arrived beside the 6 sages. Lu Ming, Heavenly Venerate 6 sages, and the others looked at Lu Ming and nodded. Senior, let me fight, Lu Ming said. You want to fight? What a joke. Didn't you see how strong the other party was? If you go, you'll only make us lose one more battle and deal a greater blow to our morale. Shuang Wulin said first. You're a piece of trash. Do you think others are like you? Lu Ming cast a disdainful glance at the Black Tortoise Forest. The Black Tortoise Forest's face turned red. But he had indeed suffered a crushing defeat just now, and he couldn't refute it. Lu Ming, fight with all your might, said the 6th saint. Lu Ming nodded and stepped forward. As he walked in front, the aura of a 7-star illusionary emperor completely burst out from his body. A 7-star illusionary emperor? How did he improve so quickly? Black Tortoise Lin's pupils contracted sharply as he roared in his heart in disbelief. Chapter 2276. Lu Ming takes action. Chapter 2276. Lu Ming takes action. The Black Tortoise Forest roared in his heart. He was in disbelief and was shocked by Lu Ming's cultivation. The others weren't any better. They were tongue-tied and gasped. A 7-star illusionary emperor was nothing, but this 7-star illusionary emperor had only become a great emperor 2 years ago, which was terrifying. The rest of the Ninju group, such as the bald young man, the young man in the blue shirt, and the beautiful lady, looked at Lu Ming in shock. All right, updated on Bizroexenzer Com Heavenly Venerate 6 sages, and the other celestial emperors were overjoyed. Lu Ming was so talented. If he continued to grow, he might really become a peak expert. The people from the heaven realm were shocked, but the outsiders were stunned and looked down on them. They did not know that Lu Ming had become a martial emperor more than 2 years ago. Is there really no one else in the heaven realm? They actually sent an illusionary Tharch to die. A heavenly emperor from the foreign race sneered. So what if you're an empty emperor? It's enough to defeat your so-called heaven's favorites. Lu Ming's words were full of provocation and disdain. Arrogant. Leave this brat to me. Among the 4 heaven's favorites, the burly one covered in purple scales stepped out. A giant axe appeared in his hand, and his eyes were ferocious. This person was called Wei Mo, and he had easily defeated the Black Tortoise Forest in his previous battle. No one from the foreign tribe stopped him. In their opinion, Wei Mo alone was enough to deal with the mere Void Emperor. Bang! Bang! Wei Mo's body glowed with purple light. He was 4 meters tall, more than twice Lu Ming's height. With every step he took, the ground rumbled, as if a giant beast was walking. Brat, 111 chop you into pieces with my axe. Wei Mo opened his mouth ferociously, his 3 eyes emitting a ferocious light. Lu Ming raised his middle finger and showed a look of disdain. You're looking for death. Wei Mo took a step forward, causing the ground to crack. His burly figure rushed towards Lu Ming at an extremely fast speed. He was in mid-air when he swung his axe at Lu Ming. A terrifying axe radiance split the void into 2. A 6th-stage true emperor is too weak, Lu Ming muttered. His figure soared into the sky, and he charged towards the other party. When he encountered the other party's axe gleam, Lu Ming struck out with his palm. Lu Ming used the inextinguishable golden body. His entire body was like a peerless divine weapon. At the same time, the power of the law covered his palm. Boom! The axe gleam was like tofu and could not withstand a single blow. It was immediately destroyed. Lu Ming's figure did not stop as he charged toward Wei Mo. Wei Mo was shocked. He did not expect that the attack that he had used all his strength to launch would be so weak in Lu Ming's hands. This was completely beyond his expectations. In his opinion, a mere Void Emperor could not be that strong. He would definitely be killed by his axe. It was too late to react and dodge. Lu Ming had already arrived. Bang! Lu Ming slapped Wei Mo's face. Wei Mo let out a blood-curdling scream, and half of his face exploded. His body fell heavily to the ground, creating a huge pit. He lay in it and twitched nonstop. He was already half dead. The entire place suddenly fell silent. Everyone couldn't help but widen their eyes in shock. Wei Mo, who had been extremely powerful just now, and had easily defeated the profound martial arts world's Wei Mo, could not even withstand a single blow from Lu Ming. With just one move, he was crushed by Lu Ming, and was severely injured. The impact of this was too strong. All right, good hit. The heavenly realm erupted in cheers, and the two-world city was in an uproar. Many people shouted in excitement. It felt too good, too good. Earlier on, the heaven realm's paragons had been suppressed by the other party. Now that Lu Ming had made a move, he could kill one of the other party's paragons with one slap. This scene was as cool as drinking a glass of cold beer in the summer. At first, many people were in despair, but now they couldn't help but show hope. There were even stronger geniuses in the heaven realm. Although the heaven's favorites of the foreign races were strong, they were not undefeatable. Of course, there were also a few people who were angry instead of happy. For example, people from the Black Tortoise Forest, Lan Cheng, and others who had a grudge against Lu Ming. Damn it, how did he become so strong? Damn it. The Black Tortoise Forest roared in his heart. He found it difficult to accept. Previously, he had been easily defeated by Wei Mo. Now, Wei Mo could not even withstand a single blow in front of Lu Ming. Did this not mean that he was too trashy? His face was extremely gloomy. Lan Cheng coldly snorted, his expression not looking good. At the same time, the alien powerhouses also looked terrible. The alien race's prodigy had been defeated by Lu Ming in such a domineering manner. It was a slap to the face. It was really ugly, and not good for their plan. Is this your chosen? Too weak, change to another one. Lu Ming said casually, looking at the remaining 3 non-human talents. Of the remaining 3, other than Mo Tianluo, the prince of the foreign race, the other 2 looked solemn. Even if their combat strength was stronger than Wei Mo's, it was not by much. It was impossible for them to crush Wei Mo as easily as Lu Ming did. Even if they went up, they would definitely not be Lu Ming's match. A 7-star illusionary emperor with such battle strength. Interesting. Let me test you. Mo Tianluo stepped out. His purple hair was flying in the wind, and he was extremely handsome. In addition, the third eye between his brows was filled with a sense of evil. If he were to enter the human race, he would probably charm thousands of young girls. Lu Ming smiled. His target was the demonic Skynet. Make your move, don't waste time. Lu Ming said loudly, as if he did not take the Devil Sky King seriously at all. Mo Tianluo's eyes flashed with a hint of gloominess. His purple hair fluttered in the wind, and his body was surrounded by purple chi. Whoosh! His eyes shone with a brilliant light, which transformed into a huge combat sword. It slashed at Lu Ming with shocking power. Lu Ming narrowed his eyes and circulated the world energy to the extreme. At the same time, a long spear containing 8 types of laws appeared in his hand. Although Lu Ming appeared to be carefree when facing the Demon Sky King, he did not dare to be careless. His opponent's battle strength had already reached the 9th stage True Emperor. His current battle strength was also at the same level as Mo Tianluo's. Buzz! Lu Ming's long spear expanded and collided with his opponent's combat sword. There was a loud clang, and the force was unrestrained. The opponent's combat sword was destroyed by Lu Ming, and he took a few steps back. I blocked it. So strong. The eyes of the people from the heaven realm lit up. Lu Ming had blocked the other party's attack. This meant that he had the ability to fight. At this moment, although many people were shocked by Lu Ming's combat strength, they hoped that Lu Ming would be able to fight, and even defeat the other party. Kill! Seeing that Lu Ming had blocked his attack, Mo Tianluo shouted. His third eye continued to shine, turning into more than 10 combat swords and slashing at Lu Ming. At the same time, his body flashed and he charged toward Lu Ming. The long spear in Lu Ming's hand pierced out continuously, blocking more than 10 combat swords. In the end, he exchanged a blow with Mo Tianluo, and his figure drifted backward. Chapter 2277. Chapter 2276. Demanding an exorbitant price. Chapter 2277. Chapter 2276. Demanding an exorbitant price. Lu Ming and the demonic Sky Net exchanged a blow, and he retreated. What powerful strength! Lu Ming felt that his arm was slightly numb. It seemed that he was still at a disadvantage in terms of strength, even after using 8 types of laws. Then 9 laws it is. Lu Ming added the life law into the long spear. Updated on B0X and 0VL. Buzz. The long spear buzzed and its power increased greatly. It turned into a towering spear radiance and pressed toward Mo Tianluo. Kill. Mo Tianluo's palms were like purple jade as he attacked Lu Ming. He kept blasting and colliding with Lu Ming's spear radiance, causing a terrifying explosion. The two of them continued to collide. In the blink of an eye, they had exchanged dozens of moves, and it was difficult to determine the winner. After Lu Ming used the 9 types of laws, his combat strength was at the level of a 9th stage true emperor. He was on par with his opponent, and was not weaker than him. So strong. Lu Ming is so strong. He can totally fight with the other party. Haha, that's right. Who says the heaven realms chosen are inferior to the alien race? They just didn't come out before. Lu Ming has created miracles and become a great emperor with many laws. He will definitely become an unparalleled expert in the future. He is the hope of the heaven realm. Many people were discussing. When Lan Cheng heard these words, his face turned even gloomier. A cold light kept flashing in his eyes, and no one knew what he was thinking. The battle continued. Lu Ming and Mo Tianluo fought in the sky and exchanged hundreds of moves. Defeat, lose. At this moment, Mo Tianluo was getting impatient. The main thing was that Lu Ming's cultivation level was too low. He was only an illusionary divine, and he could not even take down an illusionary divine. If news of this battle were to spread back to the evil god realm, he would definitely be suppressed and ridiculed by the other princes. His attacks became more and more violent. It's almost time. The corners of Lu Ming's mouth curled into a cold smile. The spear's momentum suddenly changed into a spinning momentum, strangling toward the other party. He had completely abandoned his defense. You're looking for death. Mo Tianluo's eyes lit up. He struck Lu Ming with his palm, but he was also swept by Lu Ming's spear. The two of them were sent flying at the same time, spitting out large mouthfuls of blood. They were seriously injured. However, Lu Ming had the indestructible ancient scroll. He circulated the indestructible ancient scroll, and his injuries were rapidly recovering. Buzz. Lu Ming charged at the other party again. The two of them were engaged in a fierce battle. Lu Ming completely ignored defense and only attacked. He was in a stance of exchanging injury for injury. The two of them were hit by each other, but Lu Ming's injuries recovered quickly. On the other hand, Mo Tianluo's injuries became more and more serious. His aura became weaker, and his combat strength weakened rapidly. In the end, he was no match for Lu Ming and was crushed. Boom! Lu Ming's spear struck Mo Tianluo's body, blasting him to the ground. The earth shattered, and Mo Tianluo's hair was disheveled. He spat out a mouthful of blood, and his aura was extremely weak. However, Lu Ming did not stop, and continued to attack Mo Tianluo. Senior, help me keep an eye on the other side's celestial emperor. At the same time, Lu Ming sent a voice transmission to 6 sages. All, Mo Tianluo roared and rushed out of the ground, trying to escape. However, Lu Ming caught up with him in an instant, and whipped him with his spear. His body flew out like a cannonball in the direction of Two World City. Enough! A heavenly emperor of the alien race shouted and reached out his hand, trying to grab Mo Tianluo. However, with a wave of his hand, the 6 Sacred Sky Clan destroyed the other party's hand. What do you want to do? Are we going to start a war? The foreign celestial Darch bellowed, and launched an attack at the same time. However, 6 sages was stronger, and managed to block his attack. Lu Ming had already caught up with Mo Tianluo. At this moment, Mo Tianluo had almost no strength to fight back. Lu Ming stepped on his body, breaking his bones inch by inch, worsening his injuries. Then, Lu Ming grabbed Mo Tianluo's neck, and ran toward Two World City. Release our prince. The foreign celestial emperors were furious and attacked at the same time. However, Celestial Master Six Sages and the other celestial emperors of the heaven realm also blocked their attacks. Then, they picked up the young man in blue and the others and rushed towards Two World City. After catching up with Lu Ming, Celestial Master Six Sages picked him up and flew towards Two World City. Behind him, a few foreign heavenly emperors were furious and chased after him. However, on the Two World City, the Hongyu Heavenly Emperor and the others made their moves. One attack after another flew out and blocked the other party. With this, Heavenly Venerate Six Sages and the others had already returned to Two World City and landed on the city walls. He won. Lu Ming had won. At this moment, everyone's eyes in the heaven realm fell on Lu Ming, shining with surprise. Their eyes were filled with hope again. It was not that the heaven realm's prodigies were inferior to him, but that the stronger ones had not made a move. Didn't they see that Lu Ming had completely defeated his opponent the moment he made a move? Moreover, Lu Ming was only an illusionary divine. If even an empty emperor was so powerful, how astonishing would it be in the future? They saw hope again. In the future, the heaven realm might have a chance to fight against the alien races, or even counterattack. Hand over the prince of my tribe. Otherwise, 111 make sure not even a chicken or dog remains. A few foreign celestial thearchs stopped outside the Two World City and roared, "Hee hee, I'm so scared. Come and attack. You speak as if you want to attack if I hand it over." Lu Ming sneered. He held Mo Tianluo's neck and stood on the city wall. "Brat, you'll die a horrible death, one swear." Mo Tianluo roared. Bang! Lu Ming held the demonic sky silk and smashed it against the city wall. The walls of Two World City were made of special materials and carved with countless inscriptions. They were extremely hard. Mo Tianluo was smashed into a daze. Many of his bones were broken, and his face was beyond recognition. He no longer had his previous handsome appearance. "If you continue to talk nonsense, 111 directly pickle you," Lu Ming said coldly. Mo Tianluo shut up. At this moment, the few celestial thearchs of the alien race were furious. They wanted to cut Lu Ming into 8 pieces. They hated Lu Ming to the core. This time, their plan was to use the younger generation to strike a blow to the morale of the heaven realm. Originally, their plan had already been completed perfectly, and the morale of the heaven realm's people had dropped many times. Unfortunately, at the critical moment, Lu Ming came out and completely ruined their plan. He defeated their proud sons of heaven one after another, and restored the morale of the heaven realm. In fact, even the prince of the alien race had fallen into Lu Ming's hands. A prince of a foreign tribe was not only of noble status, but also extremely talented. He would definitely become an unparalleled master in the future. Nothing could happen to him. "What do you want? Only then will you release the prince of my tribe?" One of the foreign celestial emperors said. "Originally, I was going to kill him directly, but seeing how sincere you are, I can let him go. How about this? Give me 1,000 chaos gems and I'll let him go." Lu Ming demanded an exorbitant price. "What? 1,000 chaos gems? That's impossible. You're too greedy." One of the foreign heavenly emperors roared. "I will chaos gems? What a joke. Do you think chaos gems are cabbages? A few are already very precious, and you want Angwo? If you can't take it out, then I'll collect his corpse." Lu Ming said with a cold face. 1,000 yuan is too much. It's impossible. A non-human heavenly emperor said. Chapter 2278:100 Chaos Gems in Hand. Chapter 2278:100 Chaos Gems in Hand. Alright. I'll take a step back. 100 chaos gems, no less. Lu Ming pretended to consider for a moment before he spoke. It dropped from 1,000 to 100. In fact, he was indeed asking for an exorbitant price. He also knew that 1,000 yuan was simply impossible. He was just trying to bargain. 100 yuan is still too much. Give me a little less. Update on Biomicron X0 VL. Siomicron M, a non-human heavenly emperor, still wanted to bargain. Bang! Lu Ming lifted the Demon Sky King and smashed it against the city wall again, causing the Demon Sky King to scream in pain. Alright, 100 yuan it is. Let's go and gather the money. The foreign races were left with no choice. One of the foreign celestial thearchs returned to the foreign army to collect chaos gems. I object to using the prince of a foreign race to exchange for the stone of chaos. At this moment, a person from the heaven realm stepped out and said coldly. Lu Ming looked over. It was Lan City. Lan Qing looked around and said to the people of the heaven realm, "This non-human prince is too talented. If we let him go, he will be a great enemy to us when he grows up. We must kill him with such a good opportunity." His words made many people's eyes light up. That's right. This non-human prince was so talented that even the top 3 of the 9 absolutes were no match for him. In the heaven realm, he could be said to be a supreme talent at the top of the pyramid. How terrifying would such a person be when he grew up in the future? Many people were moved by Lan Qing's words. Lan Qing sneered. It was not that easy for Lu Ming to exchange the demonic sky silk for resources. He wanted to stop him. Moreover, the alien race would definitely bear a grudge against Lu Ming after killing Mo Tianluo. This would only be beneficial to him. Nonsense. Mo Tianluo is Lu Ming's captive. He has the final say in how to deal with him. No one else has the right to interfere. Heavenly Emperor Heng Yu walked over and started cursing. How could he not see through Lan Cheng's thoughts? He was truly despicable and shameless. Heng Yu, you can't say that. We can do whatever we want to ordinary prisoners, but this alien prince is too talented. He concerns the safety of the heavenly realm, so we can't do whatever we want to him. Lan Qing quibbled, not letting go of the safety of the heavenly realm. Hee. At this moment Lu Ming sneered, his voice filled with mockery. Lan Qing looked at Lu Ming with a cold glint in his eyes. Lu Ming, what are you laughing at? I'm laughing at you for not having balls. Lu Ming said. You. How dare you? Lan Qing was furious. Lu Ming actually dared to say that in front of so many people. How preposterous. I finally understand why the heaven realm lost. It's because there are too many people like you. You don't have any confidence at all. Without confidence, without the belief that you will win, how can you win? If I can defeat this non-human prince today, I will be able to crush him in the future. Not to mention one non-human prince. Even if there are 10 of them, so what? In the future, I can even suppress it with a flip of my hand. Since I dared to let him go, I will deal with this person in the future. So, you don't need to worry about it here. Lu Ming said, full of confidence. Haha, that's right. In your eyes, Lan Qing, this alien prince might be a great enemy in the future. However, in Lu Ming's eyes, he's just a clown. What's there to be afraid of? Heng Yu laughed. Who can say for sure what will happen in the future? Lan Qing said with a gloomy face. Since you can't be sure, why are you still wasting your breath? Maybe you'll kill him tomorrow. Lu Ming sneered and turned around, ignoring Lan Qing. Gotcha. Lan Qing clenched his fists tightly, and his eyes were filled with cold killing intent. However, he concealed it very well. He was the celestial Tharch. Lu Ming actually dared to speak to him in this manner. He was simply courting death. Of course, he would not think about why Lu Ming had such an attitude. Because of Lan Yun. Back then in Yaoguang Ancient City, Lu Ming was targeted by Lan City in every way. They wanted to deal with him repeatedly. He was the celestial Tharch, but he was targeting Lu Ming, a junior. Even a man made of mud would be angry. Lu Ming could not bear it any longer. He simply did not give Lan Qing a good look. At this moment, the celestial Tharch who had gone to collect the chaos gems had returned. The chaos gem is here. Release our prince. The heavenly emperor said. Senior 6 saints, I'll have to trouble you. Lu Ming handed the demonic sky net to the 6 sages. It would only be foolproof if the 6 sages heavenly venerate were to make the exchange. If he were to make the exchange, he would definitely be slapped to death by the other party. Heavenly venerate 6 sages nodded, took the devil's sky net, and flew out of Two World City. The other party had no choice but to hand the Rock of Chaos over to the 6 sages heavenly venerate in exchange for Mo Tianluo. The 6th saint returned with a storage bracelet and handed it to Lu Ming. Lu Ming took a look. There were exactly 100 chaos gems in the storage bracelet. Lu Ming was overjoyed. 100 chaos gems was a huge fortune. He had been fighting for more than 2 years on the true emperor battlefield. but the alien essence crystals he had obtained could only be exchanged for 3 chaos gems. And now, he had obtained 100 chaos gems all at once. With these chaos gems, his cultivation would definitely break through to the true Emperor realm. Many people looked at Lu Ming with burning eyes. There was envy, jealousy, and many other things. Take the Black Tortoise Forest as an example. He was beaten up by the other party when he went to battle, while Lu Ming went to battle and received 100 chaos gems. The difference was too great. As for Lan Cheng's group, their faces were gloomy. The more resources Lu Ming received, the faster he would grow. Brat, there are more heaven's favorites from our race. Let's continue the battle. At this moment, a non-human celestial Varch roared and glared at Lu Ming. Now with this, the morale of the heaven realm's side was not weakened, but instead greatly increased. It was the non-humankind's side that had low morale. They were not willing to give up, and called more powerful heaven's favorites to fight Lu Ming, and demoralize the heaven realm. "I'm not free." Lu Ming only replied with 2 words. He then waved his hand and flew toward his residence. Now that he had the Stone of Chaos, Lu Ming could rush back to break through. He was not in the mood to fight. Damn it, what other heaven's favorites are there in the heaven realm? Call them out and fight with our race's heaven's favorites. The foreign celestial Dharch roared. "I'm not free." This was the reply of Heavenly Venerate 6 sages. He wasn't that stupid. Lu Ming had just won a big victory and restored the morale. Why would he be silly enough to call for a duel again? What if he was abused by the other party, and the morale was low? Anyway, they had won a great victory, so they should stop while they were ahead. The non-human celestial Dharch was so angry that he wanted to vomit blood. He had sent out elites to challenge the two-world city, but the heaven realm simply ignored them. In the end, the alien races had no choice but to retreat. Their plan this time had failed completely because of Lu Ming. After Lu Ming returned to his residence, he entered the mountain and river diagram directly. He took out a pile of raw gemstones and devoured their energy to restore his condition to its peak. He then took out a chaos gem. He wanted to use it to break through to the true Emperor realm. Breaking through to the true Emperor realm required a lot of energy, but 100 chaos gems were definitely more than enough. He took a deep breath and 3 streams of chaos chi flew out of the chaos gem and were sucked into his mouth. Lu Ming began to refine the mixed drop chi to break through to the next realm. Chapter 2279. Breaking through to the true Emperor realm. Chapter 2279. Breaking through to the true Emperor realm. Once a void emperor broke through to the true Emperor realm, the small world would become stable. Living beings could enter and live in the small world, and they could even cultivate inside. Naturally, the amount of energy required was also very shocking. Now Lu Ming's speed of refining the chaos chi was much faster than before. He could refine a chaos stone in 3 days, which was 3 wisps of chaos chi. After refining 1 piece, Lu Ming took out another piece. Very quickly a month had passed. Lu Ming had refined 10 chaos gems, but he had not broken through. Update on Biomicron X0VL. Siomicron M. Lu Ming continued to refine. In the blink of an eye, 3 months had passed. Lu Ming's speed of refining the chaos gems was getting faster and faster. In 3 months, he had refined more than 30 pieces. Boom! Boom! At this moment, Lu Ming's accumulation had reached its peak. His small world rumbled and expanded continuously. In the end, the area of Lu Ming's small world had reached a radius of 100,000 miles. This area was almost the same as the mountain and river diagram. Evolution. With a single thought, mountains, rivers, and lakes appeared in the small world. However, there were no signs of life. If one wanted to create a living being, they had to at least reach the Great Emperor realm and control the Great Tao. Buzz! At this moment, a layer of light emanated from Lu Ming's body. It was the world's divine light. The world god light meant that the small world was completely stable, and he had stepped into the true Emperor realm. I've finally broken through to the true Emperor realm. Lu Ming was overjoyed. He could feel that his world energy was 5 to 6 times stronger than before. It was extremely robust. After refining more than 30 chaos gems, Lu Ming finally broke through to the true Emperor realm and became a 1-star true emperor. My current battle strength should be at the 10th level of true emperor. Lu Ming estimated his combat ability. Before his breakthrough, his battle power was at the 9th stage true emperor realm. However, the increase in combat strength was multifaceted. The most important aspect was the laws. However, after breaking through from the illusionary divine stage to the true divine stage, the power of his world had increased by 5 or 6 times. Therefore, his combat strength had also increased by a large margin, reaching the 10th level of combat strength. Normally, it would be difficult for one's combat strength to increase by so much after breaking through a minor level. A true emperor is divided into 18 levels of battle prowess. Only when one's cultivation reaches the peak of 7 stars, the 9 types of nomological laws that they control have reached the 3rd realm, and they have mastered powerful divine abilities, can they be considered to have battle prowess at level 18. However, I don't need to reach this step at all. I can reach ranked 18 combat power. Lu Ming smiled. He was different from the rest, and the strength of his body far exceeded that of ordinary people. Furthermore, he had mastered 3 types of ultimate laws, while the rest were king path laws. If his cultivation reached the peak of 7 stars, and all 9 of his laws reached the 3rd realm, his fighting power would naturally far exceed that of a rank 18 true emperor. One still have more than 60 chaos gems, but I've just made a breakthrough in my cultivation. One need to consolidate it first before making a breakthrough. I should focus on cultivating my nomological laws now. Lu Ming planned the direction of his future cultivation. When one's nomological laws reached the 2nd realm, there was a difference in maturity. Many of his nomological laws had just broken through to the 2nd realm and had not reached the peak of the 2nd realm. There was still room for improvement. Moreover, there was no bottleneck. It was the best choice to use the path understanding ancient tree to comprehend. Lu Ming exited the mountain and river diagram and headed straight for the mature path understanding ancient tree in Two World City. In the following days, Lu Ming was comprehending the laws under the path understanding ancient tree. Two World City had also calmed down. After a few strong attacks, the non-humans didn't succeed. Instead, they suffered heavy losses. Their plan to attack the morale of the Heaven Realm didn't succeed either. During this period of time, they quieted down and didn't continue to attack. However, everyone knew that the foreign kinds would never give up. This was only the calm before the storm. Time flew by, and in the blink of an eye, another year had passed. Lu Ming had been comprehending the laws under Arichi Maturpath Understanding Ancient Tree for the past year. His 9 laws had all improved by leaps and bounds. After breaking through to the 2nd realm, there was no bottleneck. All kinds of nomological laws were rapidly approaching the peak of the 2nd realm. In a year, at least 6 or 7 types of nomological laws had reached the peak of the 2nd realm. This caused Lu Ming's cultivation level and combat strength to increase by another level. Lu Ming estimated that he should have the combat strength of a rank in True Emperor now. But now many of his laws had reached a bottleneck. If he went any further, he would reach the 3rd realm of laws. It was very difficult to break through by bitter cultivation. Lu Ming decided to continue to the battlefield of true emperors. He could only break through quickly by fighting the alien races. However, before he set off, Lu Ming made a trip back to his residence and refined another 20 chaos gems. This allowed Lu Ming's cultivation to reach the level of a 2-carat star true emperor in one go. Although his cultivation had broken through one stage, Lu Ming's combat strength was still at the 11th stage of the true emperor realm. However, he had already reached the peak of the 11th stage. When everything was ready, Lu Ming quietly left Two World City and headed towards the battlefield of the true emperors. He did not let anyone know. Not long after, Lu Ming returned to the battlefield of true emperors. The empty emperor battlefield, the true emperor battlefield, and the Great Emperor battlefield were all specially set up. If the foreign races wanted to attack Two World City, they would nor pass through these battlefields. With my current fighting power, there's no challenge in the outer area of the battlefield of true emperors. Only the core area will be challenging. Lu Ming pondered. The experts in the core area of the battlefield of true emperors were all existences, with the combat strength of a 10th stage true emperor or above. It was the most suitable place for Lu Ming to fight and train. Lu Ming flew toward the core area of the battlefield of the true emperors. If he flew like this, he would definitely be targeted by the alien races. Along the way, he was ambushed by two groups of alien races. The strongest among them was only a 9th-level true emperor. They were easily killed by Lu Ming, and he obtained many crystal cores. When Lu Ming stepped into the core area of the true emperor battlefield, he slowed down and concealed his aura. He advanced carefully. Whoosh! Clang! Not long after, a dazzling red light flashed in front of them. At the same time, the sound of weapons clashing could be heard. It was obvious that there were people fighting. Lu Ming cast the Divine Breath spell and moved along the ground, approaching it carefully. Whoosh! Whoosh! All of a sudden, there were two streaks of light in front of him. One was in front of him, and the other was behind him. They were flying rapidly toward Lu Ming. In front of him was a green sword light, and it was controlled by a green-robed elder. Behind him was a middle-aged man in a blood-red robe. He held a blood-red saber in his hand as he chased after the green-robed old man. It was obvious that the two of them were from the heaven realm. Save me! The green-robed elder saw Lu Ming and roared. However, the middle-aged man in the crimson robe suddenly sped up and slashed with his crimson saber. The green-robed elder roared and tried to block it, but it was useless. His defense was directly broken by the blood-red blade light, and he was cut in half. Buzz! The blood-robed middle-aged man rushed over and collected the green-robed old man's storage ring. He also dug out the old man's world core. I've met another one, and he's so young. He's so young, and he dares to come to the core of the true emperor battlefield. He's quite bold, but you're unlucky to have met me, Blood-Bladesman. The blood-robed middle-aged man licked his lips and revealed a ferocious expression. Lu Ming's pupils constricted slightly, and his expression turned grave. Chapter 2280. Chapter 2280, Bloody Blade Hand. Chapter 2280. Chapter 2280 Bloody Blade Hand. Lu Ming had heard Bai Tai mention the name Bloody Swordsman before. There was a rule in Two World City that all beings from the heaven realm were not allowed to kill each other after entering the battlefield. Those who violated it would be severely punished. However, there would still be people who would take the risk and kill heaven realm beings on the battlefield to make a huge profit. This kind of person usually disguised themselves. They had one identity on the battlefield and another identity when they returned to Two World City. Of course, there was a huge risk in doing so. Once he was recognized, only death would await him. Update on Biomicron X0VL. Siomicron M Bloodblade Hand was such a person. In addition to his strong combat strength, it was said that he had the combat strength of a level 14 true emperor. Just now, he was hunting the Heaven Realm's experts and happened to run into Lu Ming. Now he had turned his attention to Lu Ming. However, Lu Ming did not retreat. His eyes were filled with an eager expression. His fighting power had already reached the peak of level 11 true emperor, only one step away from level 12. With the indestructible ancient scroll, he could even kill a rank 12 true emperor. Therefore, he wanted to try and see how strong a rank 14 true emperor was. Even if he was no match for them, Lu Ming still had the fallen star bow and the celestial thearch's physical body. He would have no problem escaping. The bloody swordsman was slightly surprised. He did not expect Lu Ming to not run away after hearing his name. If he didn't escape, he would die. The bloody swordsman's figure flashed, and he charged at Lu Ming like a ray of blood light. Buzz! In Lu Ming's palm, the divine ability Infinite Dragon Spear appeared. Kill! Lu Ming erupted with all his strength and stabbed the bloody swordsman with his spear. The spear radiance howled and shattered the void. Its power was extremely shocking. This was Lu Ming's first time using his full strength after he had broken through to the true emperor realm. Rank 11 battle strength. He's only a 2-star true emperor at such a young age, but he already has rank 11 battle strength. He's a peerless genius. Bloody Blade Artist was shocked at first, but his shock was soon replaced by greed. At such a young age, he already had the battle power of a rank 11 true emperor. This was simply terrifying. As far as he knew, in the entire Heaven Realm's younger generation, only 1 or 2 people had reached this step. Could the young man in front of him be one of the top 2 of the 9 absolutes? No matter what, this kind of genius was frighteningly rich. The bloody swordsman's eyes were burning as he slashed at Lu Ming. The blood-red saberlight slashed at Lu Ming's spear radiance. Lu Ming's spear radiance trembled violently. The infinite dragon spear, which was formed by 9 types of laws, trembled continuously, as if it was about to be torn apart by the other party's power. At the same time, a terrifying saber chi rushed towards Lu Ming. Bang! Lu Ming's body was sent flying. His body was covered in knife wounds and blood was flowing out. Lu Ming spat out a large mouthful of blood. He was severely injured in one move. The difference between a rank 11 true emperor and a rank 14 true emperor was too great. They were no match for each other. If it was an ordinary rank 11 true emperor, he would have died from this move. However, Lu Ming had the indestructible ancient scroll and the indestructible golden body. His defense was amazing, and his recovery ability was even more terrifying. At this moment, Lu Ming's injuries were rapidly recovering. The knife wound was also healing rapidly. He didn't die. Bloody Blade Hand was shocked. A person with the battle power of a rank 11 true emperor had taken his attack and was still alive. This was beyond his imagination. Wait a minute. Bloody Blade Hand's eyes suddenly widened, revealing an extremely shocked expression. He recalled the exchange of blows with Lu Ming earlier. He could sense that Lu Ming's divine power contained 9 types of laws, 3 of which were ultimate laws. A person could actually master 3 ultimate maxims. He had stayed in the battlefield of true emperors for decades and had never heard of Lu Ming's name. Naturally, he was shocked when he thought of it. However, after the shock, it was the blazing fire. Kid, hand over your cultivation method. The bloody swordsman's eyes were filled with greed as he rushed toward Lu Ming. He had thought that Lu Ming had cultivated 3 ultimate maxims by relying on some ancient scripture. If he could get it, would he not be able to dominate the world? He had to get it. Kill. At this moment, Lu Ming's injuries had almost recovered. He held the long spear and charged at the bloody swordsman again. Boom. The 2 of them exchanged another blow. Lu Ming retreated rapidly and was seriously injured once again. However, Lu Ming's eyes were exceptionally bright. A life-and-death battle. This was a life-and-death battle. He could feel the aura of death with every move he made against Blood Bladesman. However, this made him concentrate his spirit to the extreme, and every trace of strength in his body burst to the extreme. His potential was also stimulated to the extreme. He could feel that his usage of the laws was deepening. What kind of monster is this? His recovery ability is so shocking. Even the life law can't have such a shocking recovery effect. I'm going to cripple this kid and search his soul. Die. Blood Saber roared in his palm. He did not give Lu Ming the chance to recover, and charged at him again. Whoosh. Lu Ming thrust his spear. This spear attack had reached its peak in history. Buzz. The spear clashed with the bloody swordsman's bloody blade. However, the result was that Lu Ming was still forced to retreat. His body was covered in dense wounds. As soon as Lu Ming retreated, the bloody swordsman continued to attack. Before Lu Ming could recover, he was sent flying again, and his injuries worsened. Brat, no matter how strong your recovery ability is, you'll still die. Bloody Blade Hand said maliciously. It's almost time. Lu Ming muttered. It was disadvantageous for him to continue fighting. Even if he had the indestructible ancient scroll, he would be killed by the other party. Temporarily retreat. Buzz. A pair of transparent wings suddenly appeared behind Lu Ming's back. With a flap, Lu Ming's figure retreated rapidly, then he turned around and left. Stay here. The bloody swordsman was unwilling to give up, and chased after Lu Ming frantically. However, the 6 divine wings was a divine ability that he was proud of. It was so exquisite that once it was used, its speed was astonishing. Even though Lu Ming's cultivation level was relatively low, he was still faster than the blood swordsman when he cast it. Lu Ming sped away, the distance between him and the bloody swordsman growing further and further. Damn it! After chasing for a while, seeing that he couldn't catch up, the bloody swordsman roared and stopped. In the end, Bloody Blade Artist had no choice but to turn around and leave. Not far away, Lu Ming stopped as well. The injuries on his body were recovering rapidly. He had already recovered by 30%. This speed was simply too shocking. No wonder the indestructible ancient scroll was known as one of the most powerful ancient scrolls in the Heaven Realm. It wasn't without reason. Its life-saving ability was simply too strong. This bloody swordsman is a rare training target. I can't let him go. Lu Ming pondered for a moment, then retracted his aura. He spread his 6-feathered divine wings and followed the bloody swordsman on the ground. Lu Ming was very careful. He hid behind objects on the ground and completely concealed his aura. In addition, the bloody swordsman did not expect Lu Ming to be so bold as to follow him. Therefore, he did not notice Lu Ming at all. After a while, the bloody swordsman arrived at a hidden cave and walked in. Lu Ming found a place nearby, hid himself, and channeled his energy to heal his injuries. His injuries recovered quickly, and soon, he was back to his peak. Chapter 2281. Rank 13 True Emperor. Chapter 2281. Rank 13 True Emperor. Me nomological laws have improved again. This Blood Bladesman is actually good at the nomological laws of death, Array Dao laws, and devouring laws. Lu Ming's eyes were shining. Blood Bladesman was definitely a very suitable target for training. Among the laws that he controlled, there were 3 that were the same as Lu Ming's. Although the battle with the bloody swordsman was short, he had a strong impression of Lu Ming. In particular, the other party had 3 types of laws that were the same as Lu Ming's. After fighting with the other party, Lu Ming's understanding of the 3 types of laws became faster. Update on Biomicron X0VL. Siomicron M. Lu Ming would not let Blood Swordsman off just like that. Lu Ming was there, comprehending the laws and digesting what he had gained from the battle. 2 days later, Lu Ming ended his cultivation. Let's continue the battle. Lu Ming muttered and rushed straight to the cave where the bloody swordsman lived. Whoosh! From a distance, a long spear appeared in Lu Ming's hands, and he thrust it forward. A huge spear light as big as a mountain stabbed toward the cave. The cave exploded. Who's there? With a furious roar, the bloody blade hand soared into the sky. Endless blood light burst forth, shattering the mountain rocks. Then he saw Lu Ming. Brat, I didn't go to find you. But you actually dared to come to me. You're simply looking for death. Kill. The bloody swordsman roared and charged at Lu Ming. Boom. 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 The 2 of them exchanged a few moves in a row. Just like the previous time, Lu Ming was still no match for him. He was completely suppressed and severely injured. The 3rd level of the law of death. So that's how it is. So that's how it is. Ha ha ha. Lu Ming laughed heartily in his heart. During the battle with the bloody swordsman, Lu Ming had caught a trace of inspiration from the other party's death law. He felt that there was hope for a breakthrough. Bloodblade wielder, let's not fight today. Well, fight another day. Lu Ming laughed and flew into the distance with his 6-feathered wings. Bloody Blade Hand roared as he pursued madly. However, after chasing for a while, he could only stop helplessly. This brat's life-saving energy is too strong, and his speed is also fast. Unless he's heavily injured to the point where he can't fight back, it's very difficult to kill him. Bloody Blade Artist gritted his teeth and left in a flash. This time, the bloody swordsman kept changing his position, afraid that Lu Ming would secretly follow him. He had guessed correctly. Lu Ming had indeed followed them, and the bloody swordsman had not noticed him at all. The bloody swordsman was very familiar with the core area of the true Emperor battlefield. After running for a distance, he looked around, but did not see Lu Ming. He then hid in a hidden place. Lu Ming was cultivating not far away. He had left a part of his mind to observe Bloodblade Hand's movements, while most of his mind was used to comprehend the laws. His understanding of the law of death continued to deepen. Finally, after a few days, the death precept broke through the limit, entering the 3rd realm of the precept in one fell swoop. This was the peak of the laws, the limit of the laws. Lu Ming's combat strength had skyrocketed after the breakthrough in the death rule. This was an ultimate maxim, and the increase in combat strength was especially shocking. Lu Ming's combat strength had reached the peak of a rank 12 true emperor in one fell swoop, increasing his combat strength by a whole rank. All right, Lu Ming revealed a smile. Just as he was about to continue his battle with Bloody Blade Hand, he saw a figure appear. It was Bloody Blade Hand. Bloody Blade Artist looked around for a moment before he turned and left in a direction. Lu Ming secretly followed them. Not long after, Lu Ming saw the bloody swordsman lying in ambush on a mountain peak. Then he saw a figure flying over from the distance. It was a living being from the Heaven Realm. This guy wanted to kill the creatures of the Heaven Realm again. Buzz! Bloody Blade Hand made his move. A blade light burst out, slashing towards the creature. The Heaven Realm being was shocked. It transformed into a fierce tiger and let out a long roar, shooting out a beam of light from its mouth. However, this tiger only had the battle strength of a level 12 true emperor. It was no match for the Blood Blade Artist. The light pillar was cut open, and the blade chi hit its body, sending it flying. Its body was covered with wounds. It was severely injured and could no longer fight. Blood Blade Hand. The ferocious tiger roared, filled with despair. Die! Bloody Blade Hand said savagely. Bloody Blade Hand, 1 a.m. your opponent. At this moment, Lu Ming also rushed out and thrust his spear. A terrifying spear ray shot out toward the bloody swordsman. The bloody swordsman did not have time to kill the fierce tiger. He could only turn around and slash at Lu Ming. Boom! The spear's radiance was scattered and Lu Ming's attack was blocked. The long spear trembled continuously. Brat, it's you again, you. Combat strength. The bloody swordsman was shocked. He realized that Lu Ming's combat strength had improved a lot since the last time. Blood Bladesman, our battle isn't over yet. Let's continue. Lu Ming rushed forward and engaged the bloody swordsman in a fierce battle. Senior, quickly leave. At the same time, Lu Ming sent a voice transmission to the fierce tiger. Young friend, thank you. The ferocious tiger thanked Lu Ming and turned to leave. In the blink of an eye, Lu Ming and the bloody swordsman had exchanged more than 10 moves. Lu Ming was still no match for the bloody swordsman. However, he was much better than before. Although Lu Ming was completely at the bottom and was injured by the other party, it was not serious, and he could still resist it. Lu Ming did his best to fight the bloody swordsman. Boom! Boom! The two of them exchanged more than 20 moves. Lu Ming finally retreated with serious injuries. Let's go! Lu Ming cast the 6-feathered divine wings, turned around and fled. His speed was faster than before, and the bloody swordsman could not catch up with him at all. Damn it, damn it, damn it! The bloody swordsman was so angry that he was about to vomit blood. He knew that he had been targeted by Lu Ming, and he could not get rid of him. If he had known that this would happen, he would not have taken action against Lu Ming back then. It was too late for him to regret. Following that, no matter what method the bloody swordsman came up with, he could not shake Lu Ming off. Every once in a while, Lu Ming would look for him and fight with him. However, he did not dare to leave the battlefield and return to Two World City, because Lu Ming had been keeping an eye on him. He was afraid that Lu Ming would report him when he returned to Two World City. If that happened, he would die without a burial. Half a year passed just like that. In the past 6 months, Lu Ming had fought more than 10 battles with the bloody swordsman. His progress was astonishing. The bloody swordsman was the best magic refining stone. Its combat strength was slightly higher than Lu Ming's, but not by much. Every time, Lu Ming could fight with all his might. In the past 6 months, Lu Ming's engulfing laws and array Dao laws had broken through to the 3rd realm. The breakthrough of the 2 King Path laws had caused Lu Ming's combat strength to soar to the 13th level of the true emperor. It's time to end him. At this moment, Lu Ming decided to get rid of the bloody swordsman. Boom! Lu Ming caught up to the bloody swordsman and launched an attack. Brat, let's die together. The bloody swordsman was about to go crazy as he attacked Lu Ming frantically. However, Lu Ming's combat strength was only 1 rank lower than the bloody swordsman's. He was not afraid of the latter at all. Lu Ming used a lose-lose strategy and eventually severely injured the bloody swordsman, while his own injuries recovered rapidly. I'll send you on your way, Lu Ming said coldly. His long spear was like a rainbow, piercing through the void. Chapter 2282. Chapter 2281, Undercurrent. Chapter 2282. Chapter 2281 Undercurrent. The bloody swordsman was no match for Lu Ming. In the end, Lu Ming's spear pierced through his head and destroyed his soul. Since you've accompanied me in my cultivation for half a year, I want take your world core, Lu Ming muttered. After taking away the bloody swordsman's storage ring, he struck out with his palm and blasted a big hole in the ground. He then buried the bloody swordsman's corpse in it. It could also be considered as a favor to his sparring partner for half a year, which allowed Lu Ming's combat strength to rise by 2 levels. Then Lu Ming's figure flashed and he left. Not long after, Lu Ming came to a secret place. He took out the storage ring of the bloody swordsman and checked it. This guy has quite a lot of resources. Lu Ming discovered that there were at least 100 alien crystal cores in Bloody Blade Hand's storage ring. They were all true Emperor Realm alien crystal cores, and there were dozens of world cores. Oh, cultivate for a while first. Lu Ming planned to improve his cultivation. Now, 3 of his 9 nomological laws had reached the 3rd realm, while the other 6 were at the peak of the 2nd realm. He should increase his cultivation. However, Lu Ming did not take out the chaos gems to cultivate. Instead, he took out the world core and refined it. Upped it on Biomicron X0VL. Siomicron M. After destroying the law on the world core, Lu Ming began to refine it. Just as Lu Ming was refining the heart of the world and improving his cultivation, in Two World City, in a great hall of the Lan family, Lan Cheng and the Lan family's experts were having a meeting. Lu Ming, you've entered the battlefield of true emperors again. Are you sure? Lan Cheng asked an old man from the Lan family. I'm sure. Moreover, Lu Ming has been fighting against the bloody swordsman frequently. The old man said. Bloody blade artist? What's his combat strength? Lan Cheng asked. I heard that it's a level 14 true emperor. The old man said. What? A rank 14 true emperor? Lu Ming is already able to fight with a rank 14 true emperor. His improvement is too fast. It must be the indestructible ancient scroll, it must be. Lan Cheng was a little shocked, and his eyes flickered with greed. Pass down my order. Any expert of the Lan family, who is training in the battlefield of true emperors, should be killed without mercy if they encounter Lu Ming. Extract the indestructible ancient scroll from his soul. Lan Cheng asked with a gloomy face. Celestial Tharch, if word of this gets out, I'm afraid we'll be targeted by other powerhouses. The elder from the Lan family said. Then don't let anyone know. Do it in secret. Contact the Yin family and join forces with them. Lan Cheng ordered. One by one, Lu Ming refined dozens of world cores. His small world expanded again. Boom, boom, boom. Lu Ming's small world grew bigger and bigger. It finally stopped when it was 300,000 miles in radius. At the beginning of the breakthrough, the size of the small world was 100,000 miles in radius. After each breakthrough, the length and width of the small world would increase by 100,000 miles. Previously, Lu Ming's cultivation level was at 2-star True Emperor, and his small world had a radius of 200,000 miles. Now Lu Ming had refined a large amount of the world core, and his cultivation had broken through again. His small world had expanded to a radius of 300,000 miles. Lu Ming's combat strength had finally improved, and he had barely reached the combat strength of a rank 14 True Emperor. He could only barely reach the fighting power of a rank 14 True Emperor, and was considered weak. Lu Ming did not stop. He took out a Chaos Stone, absorbed the Chaos Chi, and continued to refine and improve. After refining 5 Chaos Gems in a row, Lu Ming's cultivation level rose to the peak of a 3-star True Emperor. At this point, Lu Ming continued to refine a few more Chaos Gems before he stopped. He had planned to break through in one go and become a 4-star True Emperor, but he realized that it was impossible. A 4-star True Emperor was a high-stage True Emperor. There was a hurdle that he needed time to consolidate and accumulate his strength. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to break through. Now my combat power has barely reached the level of a rank 14 True Emperor. With the fallen star bow, I can barely protect myself in the core area of the true Emperor realm. I'll go out and hunt for alien races to train myself. Lu Ming pondered. Only by fighting could one improve quickly. If Lu Ming had stayed in Two World City to cultivate instead of fighting here, he would not have made such a great improvement, even if he stayed under the path understanding ancient tree every day. Lu Ming left the place and walked around the true Emperor's core area in search of the alien races. At this moment, a piece of news spread across the entire battlefield of true Emperors. The entrance to a small world suddenly appeared somewhere on the battlefield of true Emperors. It was speculated that this small world might have floated in the space of eternal nothingness for countless years, and connected with this space by chance, which led to the appearance of an entrance. A small world that could float in the eternal void for countless years was at least the small world of a peak great emperor. It might even be the small world of a heavenly emperor. Otherwise, it would have collapsed after so many years. Only a small world created by an extremely powerful being could float in the eternal void for so many years and still exist. If it was a small world left behind by a heavenly emperor realm powerhouse, it was very likely to be priceless and contain supreme treasures. After hearing this news, all the living beings in the true emperor battlefield were alarmed and started searching for the entrance. Even some of the true emperors outside the battlefield of true emperors had found experts to go with to try their luck. Bai Tai also contacted some powerful true emperors and headed to the core of the battlefield. The Lan family, the Yin family, and other major powers had also gathered their powerful forces to search for the entrance to the small world. There was a huge plot of land in the mountains. The entrance to the small world was in this area. But now, a large number of foreign experts were hiding around the plot of land. This time, they'll take advantage of this opportunity to kill the experts of the heaven realm. One of the alien experts said coldly, they had discovered the entrance to this small world earlier, but they didn't go in to investigate immediately. Instead, they had laid an ambush here with a large number of experts, waiting for the heaven realm experts to come and kill them one by one. The true emperor battlefield was filled with killing intent. Lu Ming did not know any of this. He concealed his aura and wandered around the core area of the true emperor battlefield. However, after searching for a few days, he didn't encounter a single alien race. Instead, he met a few heaven realm experts who were all in a hurry, looking for something. On this day, Lu Ming came to a mountain range. At this point, Lu Ming stopped because he felt a strange fluctuation in the space in front of him. These fluctuations are extremely similar to the spatial fluctuations of the entrance to a small world. Could it be that there's an entrance to a small world in these mountains? Let's go take a look. Lu Ming was highly skilled and bold. He headed towards the mountains. He had the fallen star bow and the celestial thearch's corporeal body, so he was naturally unafraid. Lu Ming flew into the mountains and was naturally discovered by the alien races who were lying in ambush. It's a human from the heaven realm. Why is there only one? There's actually only one of them. Fine, let's kill this person first to avoid alerting the enemy. The alien race immediately sent an expert to kill Lu Ming. Lu Ming was flying when a streak of light suddenly rushed toward him. A jet black axe radiance was heading toward him. It's a foreign race with rank 12 combat strength. Lu Ming's gaze flickered. Chapter 2283. Chapter 2282. Hunting Encounter, Killing. Chapter 2283. Chapter 2282 Hunting Encounter Killing. It was a burly member of the evil god race who was charging toward him. His 3 eyes were filled with cold killing intent. Kill. A long spear condensed in Lu Ming's hands, and he thrust it out. The shocking spear radiance destroyed the opponent's axe radiance in one fell swoop, and pierced through the opponent's glabella. Instant kill. Then, with a sweep of his world power, he put away the other party's storage bracelet, and dug out the other party's crystal core. Damn it! This person has the battle power of a rank 14 true emperor. One of the ambushers roared. Initially, they had thought that Lu Ming's combat strength would not be that high since he was so young. They would be able to easily deal with him if they sent a rank 12 true emperor expert. He did not expect that Lu Ming would be able to resolve it easily. Send more people to kill this person. Hurry up. Don't be discovered by the other people in the heaven realm. An alien ordered. Immediately, some alien races charged out and attacked Lu Ming. Update on Biomicron X0VL. Siomicron M this time, there were 6 of them. There's more. Lu Ming narrowed his eyes slightly. The 6 alien races burst with a shocking aura and charged toward Lu Ming. From a distance, 6 beams of destructive light blasted toward Lu Ming. Buzz! Whoosh! Lu Ming brandished his long spear and shot out beams of spear radiance at the alien race's destructive light. Boom! 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 A series of collisions occurred. Lu Ming's body shook violently, and he retreated continuously. 2 at rank 15 True Emperor and 4 at rank 14 True Emperor. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat as he determined the other party's strength. Such a formation was more than enough to deal with a rank 14. However, their opponent was Lu Ming. Although Lu Ming was injured, his injuries were recovering rapidly, and he was not in any serious condition. Kill! The 6 alien races charged at Lu Ming with all kinds of attacks, trying to drown him. Come on! Lu Ming's eyes were filled with fighting spirit. He held his spear and charged over. The 2 sides continued to clash and kill each other. Although Lu Ming was at a disadvantage, it was impossible for the alien race to kill him in a short time. After more than 10 moves, Lu Ming risked his injuries and killed a rank 14 True Emperor alien in the air with 1 shot. Damn it, how can this human from the heaven realm be so strong? His vitality is unbelievably tenacious. Some of the non-humankind beings who were lying in ambush roared in anger. Then more non-humankind beings rushed out. This time, there were more than a dozen of them. The strongest one had the battle power of a rank 16 True Emperor. So many? Could this be the nest of the alien race? Lu Ming's gaze was solemn. There were so many alien races, and some of them even had the combat power of a level 16 True Emperor. Lu Ming was obviously not their match. Boom! Lu Ming knocked back a rank 14 martial artist with a single shot. He then charged forward at top speed. At the same time, the fallen star bow appeared in his hands. Buzz! Lu Ming pulled the fallen star bow and 999 colored arrows flew out. They were aimed at a rank 15 True Emperor alien. Bang! This foreign being was shot to death in the air. Buzz! Buzz! Lu Ming drew his bow continuously. The bowstring vibrated, and a few arrows flew out in succession. Each arrow killed 1 alien. Detestable! Those alien races who had been lying in ambush couldn't sit still any longer. Some of the more terrifying ones were even more furious. Charge out and kill this person! A leader-level non-human shouted and rushed out. This time, more than 200 foreign races rushed out from the surrounding mountains. Each of them had a combat strength above level 10 True Emperor. The strongest had even reached the fighting power of a rank 17 True Emperor. So many! Lu Ming's expression really changed. A few hundred alien races all at the same time, and all of them were at least a 10th stage True Emperor. This was definitely not a coincidence. They had been lying in ambush here for a long time. Although Lu Ming did not know what had happened, he knew very well that he was unlucky and had accidentally walked into an ambush of the alien races. Hundreds of alien races, all of which had the combat strength of a 10th level True Emperor or above, charged at Lu Ming from all directions. The entire void was shaking, as if there were an army of thousands of soldiers. Kill him! One of the alien race members shouted. This person had the appearance of a human and purple hair. He was actually a member of the royal race. Whoosh! Whoosh! A few beams of destructive light burst out, causing the void to tremble continuously. A stone sword appeared in Lu Ming's hand. At the same time, the celestial thearch's physical body emerged and floated in front of Lu Ming, growing in size. Lu Ming took a step forward, and his body merged into the celestial thearch's physical body. It was impossible for Lu Ming to be a match for so many foreign tribe powerhouses. He would probably be drowned by the attacks of so many foreign tribes in an instant, and be blown up by so many attacks. The only way was to use the celestial emperor's corporeal body. Buzz! Controlling the celestial thearch's physical body, Lu Ming slashed with his sword. A beam of sword qi, vast and mighty, pierced through the clouds, broke through the attack of the foreign tribe, and slashed towards the group of foreign tribe members. A few of the alien races, who were all level 10 true emperors, were cut in half by the sword qi. At this moment, a group of people arrived not far away. This group of people were the experts from the Lan and Yin families. There were dozens of them, and there was no lack of terrifying true emperor experts. The experts from the Lan and Yin families were also looking for the entrance to the small world. They could see the mighty sword qi from afar. There's a battle between experts ahead. What terrifying power! Be careful to hide, one of the Lan family's experts said in a low voice. These people immediately concealed their auras and carefully flew forward. They then landed on a mountain peak and looked ahead. At a glance, they saw Lu Ming controlling the celestial thearch's physical body to fight against the alien race. Of course, they did not recognize Lu Ming, as he had merged into the celestial thearch's physical body. When they saw so many alien races, they were almost scared to death. There's a wondrous spatial fluctuation up ahead. Could the entrance to the small world be here? Could it be that these foreign races are lying in ambush here, trying to ambush and kill the powerhouses of our heaven realm? The Lan family and the Yin family could easily think of this key point. Their faces turned pale at the thought of this. They understood that someone had barged into this place first, or they would be finished. Who's that giant golem? What powerful battle prowess! That should be a puppet. The experts from the Lan and Yin families discussed in low voices. At this time, Lu Ming had killed a few more alien races in a row, which infuriated the alien races. Let's attack together. The non-human king roared. All the alien races made their moves. Hundreds of attacks were aimed at Lu Ming. All of these attacks were from beings above the 10th level of the true emperor realm. The power was so shocking that even ordinary great emperors didn't dare to take them head-on, and could only dodge. However, Celestial Emperor's corporeal body was still Celestial Emperor's corporeal body. Furthermore, it was made of stone, and was extremely sturdy. Even great emperors couldn't penetrate it, let alone true emperors. Lu Ming ignored the attacks from all directions. He held the Celestial Emperor's sword and rushed toward the alien race. Kill! Lu Ming let out a long howl, and slashed out with his sword. The sword ray was 100 miles long, and the 3 alien races were blown up in the air. Chapter 2284. Chapter 2284. Energy exhausted. Chapter 2284. Chapter 2284. Energy exhausted. Lu Ming killed 3 alien races with a single slash. Then, he slashed his sword horizontally and lulled 2 more alien races. The attacks of Arichi. Hundreds of outsiders landed on the Celestial Emperor's corporeal body, causing loud rumbles. However, Arichi Celestial Emperor's corporeal body was completely fine. However, Lu Ming's combat sword did not stop and he kept slashing. The huge sword light was as big as a mountain. It swept across Arichi's sky with shocking power. Over the years, Lu Ming would find some time to integrate the energy from the energy crystals he obtained from the alien races into the Celestial Thearch's body. The Celestial Emperor's corporeal bodhis energy was already close to 30%. It was extremely powerful. Bang! 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 As the mountain-like sword light pressed down, the bodies of the non-humankind beings exploded one after another, and they died on the spot. In a few breaths, dozens of foreign kinds were killed. No matter what combat strength they had, they could not withstand one move from Lu Ming. When close to 30% of the energy in the Celestial Thearch's physical body erupted, even an ordinary 1-star great emperor would be in danger. Lu Ming could kill him, let alone a true emperor. The battle power of a level 18 true emperor was only equivalent to the true emperor realm. Even the most powerful rank 18 was only at Arichi peak of true emperor, and they would still be killed in seconds. Update on Biomicron X0VL. Siomicron M. Therefore, no matter what combat level they were at, there was only one outcome when they faced Lu Ming, and that was to be killed in seconds. They were invincible. Kill, kill, Lu Ming shouted. Like a tiger among a flock of sheep, he charged and killed wantonly. His combat sword kept slashing out, and every slash took the life of a few outsiders. In less than a minute, more than 100 of the more than 200 alien races had died under Lu Ming's sword. Go quickly go! When the remaining alien race members finally panicked, they shouted in fear and turned to run. Kill! Lu Ming had his eyes on the alien royal family. The number of royal non-human races was pathetically small, without a doubt. Each of them had shocking talent. Once they reached adulthood, they would have terrifying battle power. The heavens' favorites among them were even more terrifying. Since he saw them, he couldn't let them go. Lu Ming chased after the alien royal. Stop him! The non-human king was terrified. He ran for his life and ordered the other non-human races to stop Lu Ming. In the foreign races, Arichi hierarchy was strict and unusual. The status of a member of the royal family was extremely precious. The ordinary people and Arichi aristocrats of the evil god tribe had to obey Arichi royal family unconditionally. In the face of danger, he had to stand in front of the royal family unconditionally. Otherwise, there would be a great disaster. At that moment, although the other alien races were frightened, they still rushed toward Lu Ming. Among them, there was no lack of level 17 true emperor battle strength. Kill! Lu Ming showed no mercy. He charged forward and slashed with his combat sword, killing one alien race after another. Among them, there was even an existence with the battle power of a rank 17 true emperor. In the battlefield of true emperors, a rank 17 true emperor was already the peak of battle power. This was because a rank 18 true emperor had reached the peak of true emperor in all aspects. Most of them were in seclusion, preparing to break through to the great emperor realm. Lu Ming was invincible in the true emperor stage when he controlled the celestial thearch's body. Lu Ming dashed past them and killed dozens of true emperors. He then rushed toward the non-human royal clan. The non-human king screamed in fear, but he was still cut in half by the sword. Run! The other non-humans fled in all directions. Lu Ming stopped and did not continue to pursue. The intense battle just now had consumed a lot of the energy of the heaven and earth body. These foreign kinds had the combat strength of a 10th level true emperor or above. It seemed easy for Lu Ming to kill them, but he had to consume a lot of energy. After killing more than 100 non-human powerhouses, the energy of the celestial thearch's body was almost exhausted. Killing so many true emperor realm experts was no easier than fighting a 1-star great emperor. By now, the energy in celestial emperor's corporeal body was almost completely depleted. After the alien race had fled far away, Lu Ming's figure appeared, and he kept the celestial thearch body. It seems like there should be an entrance to a small world here. These foreign races have been lying in ambush in this vicinity in order to kill Arichi beings of the heaven realm. On second thought, Lu Ming could guess the alien race's plan. At this moment, the people from the Lan family and the Yin family widened their eyes in shock. Lu Ming, it's that Lu Ming. It's him. He has such a terrifying puppet. The faces of the Lan and Yin family members turned pale. They had received orders to kill Lu Ming if they had the chance in the battlefield of true emperors. However, Lu Ming actually had such a powerful puppet, which left them with a lingering fear. If they had attacked Lu Ming, they would have been dead. That's not right. Here must be a condition to control such a powerful puppet. It's impossible to control it so easily. Just now the alien race escaped, but he didn't pursue them. This doesn't seem like him. Could it be that the puppet can't be used anymore? Controlling a puppet requires energy, and energy will be exhausted. The Lan family and the Yin family were communicating in secret. Some of these people had already lived for hundreds of thousands of years, and some even millions of years. They were all experienced and sly old foxes, so they could guess the general situation in a few moments. Their eyes lit up and were filled with cold killing intent. This was a great opportunity. If Lu Ming's puppet could no longer be controlled, it would be the best time to kill him. Let us go all out. The experts from the Lan and Yin families were determined. Their higher-ups had given the order to find an opportunity to kill Lu Ming and strip him of the indestructible ancient scroll in his soul. If they could complete the task, they would be rewarded handsomely. Now that there was no one else from heaven around, and Lu Ming's puppet could nor be used, it was the best time to make a move. Go and kill Lu Ming. The leader of the Lan family sent a message to the crowd, and then rushed out. The others also rushed out. Beams of rainbow light shot toward Lu Ming at high speed. Lu Ming was about to head to the small world, when he suddenly realized that there were dozens of people flying in his direction. He could not help but be stunned. He did not recognize these people as the Lan and Yin families. The Lan family and the Yin family did not have any special symbols. These people were all true emperors. Lu Ming had never seen them before. He had thought that the other party was just an ordinary person from the heaven realm. Are these people also here for the small world? Lu Ming's heart stirred. Buzz and MBSB whoosh. The people from the Lan family and the Yin family stopped not far away from Lu Ming. They did not make a move immediately. They were still a little afraid of Lu Ming's methods. You are Lu Ming? The leader of the Lan family pretended to have just recognized Lu Ming and asked with a surprised look. That's me. May first know why everyone is here. Lu Ming said. Imzwa Zheng. Tihi leader of the Lan family lied. He walked toward Lu Ming with a smile on his face and said, recently, there has been a rumor that a small world that has been floating in the eternal void for countless years has connected to the battlefield of Arichi True Emperor. Perhaps there are extraordinary treasures there, so many people have come. Brother Lu, you must be here for this small world. The leader of the Lan family always had a smile on his face. He was very gentle and made people feel like they were bathing in the spring breeze. Chapter 2285. Lu Ming's Murderous Intent. Chapter 2285. Lu Ming's Murderous Intent. It is indeed a small world. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat, but he did not show it. That's right, I'm also here for the small world. At this moment, the leader of the Lan family glanced at the alien corpses and said, so many alien corpses. Did Brother Lu kill them? He had clearly seen it, but pretended not to see it. He wanted to test Lu Ming. No, I just got here too. Lu Ming said. Oh, don't tell me that someone has already entered that small world. Then let's hurry in too. The Lan family's leader pretended to have a change in expression. He strode forward and approached Lu Ming. At this moment, a terrifying ray of light burst out from the hands of the leader of the Lan family and headed towards Lu Ming. At this moment, the two of them were very close. If Lu Ming was not on guard, he would definitely not be able to dodge. However, just as the Lan family's leader made his move, the six-feathered wings suddenly appeared on Lu Ming's back. In a flash, Lu Ming's figure flew away at top speed, avoiding the opponent's attack. The leader of the Lan family's expression changed. He looked gloomy as he stared at Lu Ming. How did you find out? You're good at disguising yourself, but the others aren't so good at it. If someone wants to kill me, do you think one won't notice? Who are you people? Update on Biomicron X0VL. Xiomicron M. Lu Ming's expression was a little gloomy. If not for his extremely sharp senses, and the fact that there were people from the Lan and Yin families with strong killing intent, Lu Ming would have caught them despite their efforts to conceal it. So what if I'm discovered by you? You'll still die today. Attack! The leader of the Lan family shouted. He no longer concealed himself and unleashed his full power, charging towards Lu Ming. He displayed extremely terrifying combat strength. Rank 17 True Emperor Battle Power. Lu Ming's expression changed. Although Lu Ming's combat strength had barely reached the 14th stage of the True Emperor realm, he was still far from the 17th stage of the True Emperor realm. He was not a match for them at all. Moreover, there were other people. The other members of the Lan family and Yin family also made their moves. Each of them had shocking battle strength, and were all above the 10th level of True Emperor. If the Celestial Thearch's physical body was still around, these people would not be a threat to him. However, Lu Ming was no match for them now. Lu Ming cast his six-feathered divine wings and retreated rapidly to avoid the attack. At the same time, the fallen star bow appeared in his hands. Where do you think you're going? One attack after another streaked across the void and headed straight for Lu Ming. Are you from the Lan and Yin families? Lu Ming shouted. The moment the other party made a move, He could not hide his unique magical ability, and Lu Ming recognized it. Due to his enmity with the Lan family and the Yin family, Lu Ming had studied the ancient scriptures and divine abilities passed down by these two families. That was why he could recognize them at a glance. Kill! The Lan family and Yin family members shouted, their killing intent extremely cold. Buzz! As Lu Ming retreated, he drew the fallen star bow. Whoosh! An arrow shot out at an extreme speed, tearing through the void like a star. One of the Lan family's ranked 15 true emperor powerhouses was shot to death in the air by Lu Ming. Damn it! The leader of the Lan family shouted, and increased his speed to the maximum. It was as if he was traveling through the void. His speed was at its maximum, not slower than Lu Ming's 6-feathered divine wings. There was another person from the Yin family, who was also a rank 17 true emperor. They worked together with the person from the Lan family, and charged toward Lu Ming from both sides, closing in on him quickly. Whoosh! Whoosh! Lu Ming drew his bow continuously. 2 9-colored arrows were shot at 2 people with the combat power of a rank 17 true emperor. However, a rank 17 true emperor was really powerful. He blocked the arrows with brute force, and only his figure was hindered. A level 17 true emperor is this strong? Lu Ming's gaze was solemn. Lu Ming, you're dead meat today. Hand over the indestructible ancient scroll, and the ancient scroll that you're cultivating, and we'll give you a quick death. The leader of the Lan family said coldly. However, at this moment his expression changed. The other members of the Lan family and Yin family also changed their expressions. That was because there was a flash of light in the distance. Someone was coming. The Lan and Yin families stopped in their tracks. That was because there was a rule in the heaven realm that no one was allowed to kill each other on the battlefield. If anyone violated this rule, even the Lan and Yin families would be punished. The rainbow light receded, and a total of 6 people appeared not far away. Lu Ming! A voice rang out. Senior Bai Tai. Lu Ming was stunned. He did not expect that one of them would be Bai Tai. With Bai Tai's cultivation level, shouldn't he be active in the periphery of the true emperor battlefield? How did he end up in the core of the battlefield of true emperors? Could it be because of that small world? Lu Ming had an idea. Everyone, what's the matter? Bai Tai looked at the Lan and Yin families. Just now, from afar, they seemed to have seen someone fighting here. Then, Bai Tai and the others looked at the alien's body, and their faces changed. Could it be that the Lan family and the Yin family were fighting against the foreign races? At this moment, the leader of the Lan family had a gloomy expression and a flash of killing intent. Attack and kill these people together. The leader of the Lan clan transmitted his voice to the others. The others' expressions changed. If word got out that they killed their own people on the battlefield, the Lan and Yin families wouldn't be able to protect them. But now there was no one else present. They just had to kill them to silence them. Attack! The leader of the Lan clan transmitted his voice. Not good. Senior Bai Tai, run. At this moment, Lu Ming shouted loudly. He could feel the murderous aura exuding from the Lan family and the rest. These people were so audacious that they wanted to kill Bai Tai and the others. As Lu Ming roared, he rushed towards Bai Tai at top speed. However, the Yin family's rank 17 true emperor had already charged at Bai Tai. At the same time, the leader of the Lan family charged at Lu Ming and launched a series of attacks. Lu Ming could only try his best to dodge. He was not in a hurry to rescue her. You guys, Bai Tai was shocked. He didn't expect that the Lan and Yin families would suddenly attack them. Bai Tai's combat strength was only at the 7th stage true emperor realm. He was no match for the other party. His heart was pierced through by the other party's attack. The terrifying power caused Bai Tai's body to explode. Senior Bai Tai. At this moment, Lu Ming's eyes turned red, and he revealed a terrifying killing intent. He and Bai Tai had worked together to hunt for alien races for 2 years and fought dozens of battles. They had formed a deep friendship. Bai Tai, his ancestor, had all died in the hands of the alien races. His biggest wish in his life was to hunt the alien races. He had no other intentions. At the same time, he knew that his talent was limited. When he was hunting the alien races, he would deliberately give more world cores to Lu Ming. so that Lu Ming could improve faster. It could be said that this was a respectable old man who had spent his entire life hunting foreign races. But now, he had died under the greed of the Lan and Yin families. Lu Ming's heart was filled with cold killing intent. At this moment, he could not wait to kill everyone from the Lan and Yin families. Lan family, you will all die a horrible death. All. The people who came with Bai Tai were all killed. Lu Ming, no one can save you. Die. The leader of the Lan family kept launching attacks at Lu Ming. At the same time, the others also flew toward Lu Ming. Chapter 2286. The Space Collapses. Chapter 2286. The space collapses. The people from the Lan family and the Yin family flew toward Lu Ming and surrounded him. However, at this moment, the expressions of the Lan and Yin families changed. In the distance, there was a faint flash of light. Clearly more people had come. This time there were many people, dozens of them, more than the Lan and Yin families. Damn it! The Lan family and Yin family shouted. They just needed a little more time, and they would be able to kill Lu Ming. They did not expect that someone else would come. Quick, collect the alien corpses, quick! The leader of the Lan family shouted. He abandoned Lu Ming and quickly collected the alien corpses. The other members of the Lan family and Yin family did not know what was going on, but they did as they were told. They collected all the bodies of the alien races, leaving only the bodies of those who came with Bai Tai. Whoosh! 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 In a flash of light, dozens of people appeared in the sky. All of them were creatures from the heaven realm, and some of them were extremely powerful. What's going on? The people who came later glanced at the corpses of Bai Tai and the others, and their eyes flashed. Everyone, Lu Ming is extremely audacious. He killed people from the heaven realm for money, and we happened to discover him. We're going to take him down. The leader of the Lan family shouted, and accused Lu Ming of killing Bai Tai and the rest. What? Lu Ming, how dare you? The people from the heaven realm, who came later, all looked at Lu Ming with anger in their eyes. Ha ha ha. Lu Ming was so angry that he laughed. The Lan family and the Yin family wanted to kill me and take away the indestructible ancient scroll. They were seen by others, so I killed them to silence them. Now they dare to slander me. How ridiculous. Nonsense. Everyone, Lu Ming is a man of words. We can't be fooled by him. One suggests that we arrest him first, cripple his cultivation, and bring him back to Two World City for interrogation. The leader of the Lan family shouted. Lan family, Yin family, one will definitely make you pay for what you did today. Lu Ming shouted, turned around and left. He knew that he was at a disadvantage today. No matter how much he argued, it would be useless. He could only escape first, and then think of a way to reveal the Lan and Yin family's crimes to the public. Lu Ming cast his 6-feathered divine wings and flew into the distance at top speed. Chase him, don't let him escape. He wants to escape. The leader of the Lan family shouted. Together with the Yin family experts, they chased after Lu Ming. The other people from the heaven realm looked at each other. They did not know who was telling the truth and could only watch. It was not good for them to make a move. Lu Ming, you can't escape. The leader of the Lan family shouted. A jade talisman appeared in his hand, and he crushed it. A green energy enveloped his body. His speed suddenly increased, and he quickly approached Lu Ming. Lu Ming's expression changed. He turned around and drew his bow, shooting an arrow at the man. A combat sword appeared in the man's hand. He slashed out and collided with the arrow, causing it to explode. His body slowed down slightly, but he continued to chase after Lu Ming. Whoosh! Whoosh! The leader of the Lan family slashed a few times in succession. The sword chi whistled and slashed at Lu Ming. Lu Ming dodged continuously, but he was still hit by a sword chi. He spat out a mouthful of blood and was sent flying. No one can escape like this. I'll go to that small world and try my luck. With a single thought, Lu Ming dashed towards the place where there was a spatial fluctuation. The experts from the Lan and Yin families were in hot pursuit. As they chased, the leader of the Lan family kept slashing out sword chi. Lu Ming could only draw his bow to block, and at the same time, try his best to dodge. However, after a few moves, Lu Ming was hit again. His body was almost split apart. However, with the indestructible ancient scroll, Lu Ming was fine. His injuries were recovering rapidly. After a while, a huge black vortex appeared in front of him. It was obvious that this was the entrance to the small world. Lu Ming did not look back and rushed in directly. The leader of the Lan family also rushed in. The two of them were the fastest, while the others were a little slower. The moment Lu Ming rushed into the vortex, he appeared in a void. However, the scene that entered his eyes made Lu Ming's eyes narrow. The ground of this small world cracked open, and many hideous cracks appeared. The world was barren. In the sky, there were spatial cracks that kept flashing. Let's go! Lu Ming did not have time to think and rushed forward. Behind him a fluctuation came. The leader of the Lan family had also appeared. The moment he came out, he was also shocked by the scene in front of him. However, when he saw Lu Ming, his eyes were filled with killing intent as he charged at Lu Ming. Buzz! Buzz! The leader of the Lan family used his world energy and displayed his full power. His battle power of a level 17 true emperor was revealed. The sword chi cut through the void, and the space directly exploded. This is Lu Ming's eyes narrowed. He wanted to use the fallen star bow to block the attack, but he stopped. The leader of the Lan family's expression also changed greatly. Boom! 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 At this moment, the entire world began to shake violently as the sky exploded. The leader of the Lan family's sword strikes seemed to have lit a fuse, causing the entire world to collapse and explode. Not good. The leader of the Lan family realized that something was wrong. He turned around and was about to leave through that entrance. But with a boom, the entrance also exploded. The exit had collapsed. Boom! 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 The earth crumbled, and dense spatial cracks appeared in the sky. Damn it, damn it! The leader of the Lan family kept roaring in fear. This is a small world that is about to collapse. Lu Ming's mouth was full of bitterness. At this moment, how could he not understand? This small world must have been floating in the eternal void for countless years, and was about to collapse. When they rushed in and unleashed their cultivation, they broke the balance and caused the world to collapse. The power of the collapse of a small world was extremely terrifying. In particular, this small world could very likely belong to a powerful existence, so it was even more powerful. Boom! Selah! The ground exploded, and the sky was filled with cracks. More and more cracks appeared, revealing a dark void. A terrifying spatial storm swept in all directions. Given Lu Ming and the Lan family's leaders' combat abilities, it would be fine if they entered the dark void. However, if they were to be swept up by the space storm caused by the collapse of the small world, they would definitely die. The two of them tried their best to dodge. However, after a while the entire world, the entire space, was filled with spatial storms, and there was almost nowhere to hide. Damn it, it's all your fault, it's all your fault, one want you to die. The leader of the Lan family roared madly, blaming everything on Lu Ming. If Lu Ming had not rushed in, why would he have chased after him? If Lu Ming had not fled and allowed him to kill him, how could such a thing have happened? He roared angrily and pounced toward Lu Ming. However, in a spatial storm, the leader of the Lan family screamed. The lower half of his body was torn apart, leaving only the upper half to escape. He almost died. Chapter 2287. Entering an unfamiliar heavenly domain. Chapter 2287. Entering an unfamiliar heavenly domain. At that moment, Lu Ming was in danger. The space storm swept in all directions, and he was almost caught in it. Divine Nine Dragon Cauldron. Hide in the Divine Nine Dragon Cauldron. Lu Ming thought of the Divine Nine Dragon Cauldron. With a single thought, a Divine Nine Dragon Cauldron appeared in front of him, and he rushed into it. The energy of the Divine Nine Dragon Cauldron seemed to have been exhausted, and it had fallen into a deep sleep. Lu Ming could not activate the terrifying power. However, the material of the Divine Nine Dragon Cauldron was extremely hard. Now, he could only rely on the Divine Nine Dragon Cauldron to resist the spatial storm outside. Voila! Lu Ming had just hidden in the Divine Nine Dragon Cauldron when it was swept up by a spatial storm. The terrifying spatial storm burst forth with astonishing power, constantly cutting the divine nine-dragon cauldron. However, the material of the divine nine-dragon cauldron was extremely hard. Although the spatial storm was powerful, it could not do anything to the divine nine-dragon cauldron. The leader of the Lan family also saw this scene. "Save me, Lu Ming, save me!" The leader of the Lan family yelled. "Idiot!" Lu Ming's faint voice was heard from the divine nine-dragon cauldron. "No, save me. You can't leave us in the lurch. We're all from the heaven realm." The leader of the Lan family shouted and wanted to rush toward the divine nine-dragon cauldron. However, at this moment, the entire world seemed to have collapsed. Endless spatial storms swept out. The leader of the Lan family was directly swept into the spatial storm. He let out a desperate scream, and then there was no sound. Outside the small world, the other members of the Lan family and the Yin family were about to rush into the small world as well. However, as soon as they approached the vortex shook violently and exploded. "What's going on?" The Lan and Yin families were shocked. Boom, boom, boom. Following that, the entire space trembled violently. The Lan and Yin families were shocked and quickly retreated. The people from the other heaven realms also came over and looked on in surprise. Selah. A crack had actually appeared where the whirlpool had originally been, and one could vaguely see the scene of destruction inside. The small world has collapsed. That small world has collapsed. Everyone was an experienced person. How could they not have thought of this when they saw this scene? They also speculated that the small world must have been too ancient, and now it was completely collapsing. "Lu Ming is dead," someone said in a low voice. Everyone's expression was grave. Facing the collapse of a small world, the true Emperor Realm expert was most likely dead. The Lan and Yin families felt a wave of fear. It was a good thing they didn't rush in, or they would have died as well. It's a pity about the indestructible ancient scroll. The Lan family and Yin family sighed in their hearts. They did not care whether Lu Ming lived or died. It was a pity that the indestructible ancient scroll would be buried in the void with Lu Ming forever. They didn't leave, but watched from a distance. At this time, the small world had completely collapsed, and the endless space storm swept over the divine nine-dragon cauldron. Thump, thump, thump. Even though Lu Ming was hiding in the divine nine-dragon cauldron and was protected by it, the power formed by the terrifying vibration still seeped into the divine nine-dragon cauldron. Lu Ming suffered a terrifying attack. Lu Ming's body was surrounded by the power of law. At the same time, he activated the imperishable golden body to resist the terrifying power. However, he was still heavily injured. His bones were broken, and his muscles were torn apart. He spat out a large mouthful of blood. This small world was definitely the small world of a heavenly Emperor Realm powerhouse. The energy formed from the collapse was too terrifying. The divine nine-dragon cauldron was like a small boat in the boundless ocean, drifting with the current. It was swept into the boundless dark void by the spatial storm, and drifted far away. After an unknown period of time, the divine nine-dragon cauldron suddenly let out a violent roar. Then a violent explosion erupted outside. Then everything calmed down. What's going on? Could it have been swept out of the dark void? Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. Through the opening of the divine cauldron, he noticed a ray of light shining in. Lu Ming was overjoyed. It seemed that he had really left the dark void. Lu Ming crawled out of the cauldron. In the outside world, birds were chirping and flowers were blooming. He was currently on this mountain peak. However, when the divine nine-dragon cauldron smashed down just now, half of the mountain was crushed and embedded in the mountain. Lu Ming waved his hand and put the divine nine-dragon cauldron away. Where is this place? Lu Ming looked around. What came into view was an endless green mountain, verdant and lush, full of vitality. This wasn't the battlefield of true emperors at all. In fact, it wasn't even the battlefield outside Two World City. Because of the constant battles on the battlefield, it had long been deathly silent, and no vegetation could survive. It was completely different from this place. Could I have been sucked into a spatial storm somewhere in the Taiching heavenly region? Lu Ming pondered in his heart. However, his heart skipped a beat at the next moment. He thought of another possibility. If they could be swept into the Taiching heavenly region, wouldn't they be swept into other heavenly regions as well? Could this place be another heaven domain? Of the 9 heaven domains in the heaven realm, except for the Tai Ching heaven domain, the other 8 heaven domains were all occupied by the alien races. It would be troublesome if they went to the other heaven domains. Let's heal first. Lu Ming shook his head. He was severely injured. No matter where he was, he had to heal his injuries first and adjust his condition to the peak. That was the best way. Lu Ming sat cross-legged and circulated the indestructible ancient scroll to begin healing his injuries. However, he had just started to recuperate when streaks of rainbow light flew over at high speed from the distance. Lu Ming's expression changed, and he had no choice but to stop recuperating and look at the rainbow light. An alien. At one glance, Lu Ming's expression turned even uglier. There couldn't be any foreign races in the Tai Ching heavenly region, and this wasn't the battlefield outside the two-world city, so there was only one possibility. This was another heavenly domain in the heavenly realm. Lu Ming felt bitter. He did not expect that he would really come to another heaven domain in the heaven realm. It's the human race. Kill all the humans who have escaped. The alien races also saw Lu Ming and charged toward him. Beams of destructive light were shooting toward Lu Ming from a distance. The strongest is only a 10th level true emperor. Kill. From the other party's attack, Lu Ming could sense that the strongest alien race was a 10th level true emperor. Such combat strength was not a threat to Lu Ming. Lu Ming did not care about his injuries. He condensed the infinite dragon spear in his hand and charged forward. One after another, the spear radiance pierced toward the foreign tribe members, killing them one by one. More than 10 alien races were killed by Lu Ming in an instant. After storing more than 10 alien corpses into his small world, Lu Ming's figure flashed and he left the place. He could not stay here for long. Lu Ming had to find a hidden place to recuperate. His injuries had worsened after he forcefully attacked just now, but the next moment his expression changed, because another group of alien races was also coming from another direction. It's a human that escaped the net. Kill him. Dozens of the alien races rushed toward Lu Ming. Chapter 2288. People from the 10,000 Spirit Heavenly Domain. Chapter 2288. People from the 10,000 Spirit Heavenly Domain upped by BOXN0VL. Siamacron. Dozens of alien races charged at Lu Ming. Lu Ming could sense that there were terrifying experts among them. Although there were no great emperors, there were definitely level 16 and level 17 true emperors. Lu Ming was severely injured now. He was no match for these alien races, and could only avoid them for the time being. Lu Ming cast his 6-feathered divine wings, and flew into the distance at top speed. The alien races were following closely behind. Which heavenly domain is this? He said that the human race has escaped. It seems that there are still human beings in this heavenly domain. Lu Ming was thinking as he flew. Behind him, the alien races were very fast, especially a few of them. They were shockingly powerful, and were slowly closing the distance between them and Lu Ming. My injuries are too severe. One can't use my full strength. Lu Ming frowned, thinking of a solution. After a while, he had flown tens of thousands of miles in an instant. But at this moment, another group of foreign people appeared in front of them. There were more than 20 of them. Lu Ming had no choice but to change his direction and dash to the left. In this way, the distance between him and the opponent's powerhouse was shortened. What do we do? Lu Ming quickly thought of countermeasures. He could have taken out the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron to resist the other party's attack. But that would be like catching a turtle in a jar. In such a situation, it was not desirable at all. Lu Ming could only continue flying. Human die. The few alien races slowly approached Lu Ming. Lu Ming took out the fallen star bow and shot a few arrows in succession. However, these alien races were very powerful, and they were all blocked. He pulled the fallen star bow forcefully, worsening his injuries. Buzz! Lu Ming flew past a high mountain that reached into the clouds and entered a huge canyon. The foreign races had also charged into the Great Canyon. Whoosh! 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 At this moment, a series of attacks burst out from the canyon. These attacks were not aimed at Lu Ming, but at the alien races. In an instant, 7 to 8 foreign kinds were killed. The foreign kinds who were chasing Lu Ming were also stopped. Kill these foreign kinds. Roars came from the canyon, as more than 20 figures rushed out. A human, a divine beast. Lu Ming was a little stunned. Then he was overjoyed. These people who rushed out were actually humans. There were also divine beasts. And they were all very powerful. One of them, a middle-aged man, held a battle blade. When he slashed out, the blade light was vast and powerful. 2 of the outsiders with the battle power of a rank 16 true emperor were killed. And one of them with the battle power of a rank 17 true emperor was severely injured. This is a peak true emperor. He has the battle power of a rank 18 true emperor. Lu Ming's eyes lit up. In addition, there were also a few with battle strength at rank 17 and rank 16 true emperors. It was a one-sided battle. Dozens of foreign kinds were killed continuously. Lu Ming could not care less about his injuries. He kept drawing the fallen star bow and killed a few of the foreign tribe members who escaped. There were a total of 40 to 50 alien races. Not long after, they were all killed, and their bodies were collected by those people. Then, those people's gazes turned to Lu Ming. Everyone, thank you for your help. Lu Ming cupped his fists and thanked him. Who are you? Why have I never seen him before? Could it be that there are other small worlds that have yet to be conquered by the non-human kind? A young woman stepped on the air and looked at Lu Ming curiously. This woman was very beautiful. She wore iron armor, which revealed her impressive figure. Other small worlds? Lu Ming revealed a confused look. Everyone may first ask what this place is. Which heavenly domain? Lu Ming continued to ask. Which heavenly domain? Of course we're in the 10,000 spirit heavenly domain. Are you not from there? The young woman asked, very curious. The others also walked over and sized Lu Ming up curiously. 10,000 spirit heavenly domain. I'm actually in the 10,000 spirit heavenly domain. Lu Ming's heart trembled. 10,000 spirit heavenly domain was one of the 9 heavenly domains in the heaven realm, and had long been occupied by alien races. It seemed that he had been swept into the 10,000 spirit realm by the power of the collapse of the small world. I'm not happy with all of you. I'm from the Taiqing heavenly region. Lu Ming said. What? You're from the Taiqing heavenly region? The young woman and the others all widened their eyes in shock. Then, their eyes were filled with surprise. We know from the alien races that the Taiqing heavenly region has not been conquered and is still in the hands of the heaven realm. Is that true? How did you come to 10,000 spirit heavenly domain? Is there a secret passage? The young woman asked a lot of questions in a row, and the others were also curious. At this moment, Lu Ming's body trembled slightly and his face turned pale. At this moment he was seriously injured. Let's leave this place first. This little brother's injuries are very serious. It won't be too late for us to ask him after he's recovered. An old man walked over and said, I was too excited. Let's go. The young woman said. Immediately, the young woman waved out a wave of world energy and flew in one direction with Lu Ming and the 20 people. During this time, they kept changing directions, as if they were afraid of being pursued by the alien race. Not long after, they came to a secret place and entered an underground space through a secret path. After arriving, Lu Ming sat cross-legged and began to recuperate. He circulated the indestructible ancient scroll, and his injuries recovered rapidly. In less than 2 hours, Lu Ming's injuries were completely healed, and he was back to his peak condition. So fast. Seeing that Lu Ming had fully recovered in just 2 hours, those people were dumbfounded. Lu Ming's injuries were definitely not light. An ordinary person would need at least 10 days to half a month to recover from such injuries. However, Lu Ming had recovered in just 2 hours. They were shocked and curious. Thank you for your help earlier. Lu Ming stood up and thanked everyone. We're all heaven realm beings. It's only right for us to help. The young woman laughed. She was very forthright. Among these people, the young woman was the only one from the younger generation. She was around the same age as Lu Ming and naturally, they were more friendly. Imran-chan, what's your name? The young woman asked. My name is Lu Ming. Lu Ming said. Can you tell me how you came from the Taiqing heavenly region? Ren Chan blinked his eyes and asked curiously. I accidentally entered a small world that was about to collapse. Lu Ming briefly explained how he came to this place. I see. One thought there was some secret passage. Ren Chan sighed in disappointment. The others also sighed. Lu Ming had entered this place through a small world that was about to collapse. This was a complete coincidence and could not be replicated. If there was a secret passage, they could use it to go to the Taiqing heavenly region. Right, what's the situation here? Lu Ming asked about the situation in the 10,000 spirit realm. Immediately, Ren Chan also told him some of the situation in 10,000 spirit heavenly domain. Chapter 2289. Rank 15 True Emperor. Chapter 2289. Rank 15 True Emperor upped by Boxn0VL. Siamacronem. The 10,000 spirit heavenly domain had been conquered by the alien races countless years ago. However, the 10,000 spirit heavenly region was extremely vast, with all kinds of wonderful places. Many strong men were born in the past, and there were even many heavenly emperor figures. As a result, there were many small worlds attached to the 10,000 spirit heavenly region. Most of the entrances to these small worlds were extremely well hidden and difficult to find. The place where Ren Chan and the others lived was one of the extremely hidden small worlds. However, after the alien races occupied 10,000 spirit realm, they sent out a large number of masters to search for those small worlds and the hidden heavenly realm creatures. For so many years, countless heaven realm experts have been lulled, and small worlds have been found and broken through. Now there were very few heaven realm creatures left in the small worlds in 10,000 spirit heavenly region. The rest of the people were struggling to survive. That was why they were so excited when they heard that Lu Ming came from the Taiqing heavenly region. The conditions in the 10,000 spirit heavenly region were too difficult. They did not know when the alien races would find their small worlds and conquer them. In the 10,000 spirit heavenly region, they would face danger at all times. Of course, they wanted to go to the Taiqing heavenly region to cultivate. This time, we came out to look for a rough stone mine and seize some rough stones. I didn't expect to run into you. Ren Chan sighed when he said this. Lu Ming had completely understood. Ren Chan and the others were hiding in a small world without a rough stone mine. If this went on for a long time, their rough stones would run out. How could they cultivate without rough stones? That was why they took the risk to come out and look for raw gemstones. However, most of the ore veins in the 10,000 spirit realm are guarded by alien races. It's not easy to get them. It's dangerous. We plan to go to a small mine nearby. Brother Lu, do you want to go with us? Ren Chan asked. All right. Lu Ming nodded. Now that the people in the 10,000 spirit realm were all from foreign races, and it was rare to meet people from the heaven realm, Lu Ming naturally had to go with them. Otherwise, it would be more dangerous to travel alone. Immediately, the group left the place and carefully headed in a certain direction. Along the way, they didn't encounter any more foreign races. In fact, there weren't that many alien races in the 10,000 spirit heavenly region. Although the foreign tribes could absorb and refine the original qi in the heaven realm, the speed was slow and the efficiency was low. It was very unfavorable to the cultivation of the foreign tribes. It was just like how Lu Ming's speed of absorbing the alien race's crystals was very slow. Therefore, there weren't many alien races in the heaven realm. They all took turns. A group of foreign races had been stationed there for many years, and a group of foreign races had changed. Only the battlefield in Two World City had a large number of foreign race experts. Otherwise, Ren Chan and the others would not have dared to come out. About a day later, they arrived at a dense mountain forest. Here, ancient trees towered into the sky, and the grass was as green as a blanket. More than 20 people were hiding nearby. Through the leaves, they could see a huge mountain in the distance. It was a rough stone mine guarded by alien experts. Till investigate. 11 Ren Chan said, then sat down cross-legged. The others surrounded Ren Chan obviously. Ren Chan had a high status among these people. On the way, Lu Ming had already found out that Ren Chan's combat strength was at the 10th level of a true emperor. With such combat strength at his age, he could be ranked among the top of the 9 absolutes, even in the current Taiqing Heaven region. At this moment, a layer of green light emanated from Ren Chan's body. This layer of green light resonated with the surrounding green grass and ancient trees, causing the green grass to emit a layer of crystal clear green. After a while, Ren Chan opened his eyes and said, "There's a great emperor guarding the mine. It looks like we'll have to wait for an opportunity." Lu Ming was shocked. Could it be that Ren Chan had used the green grass and ancient trees to detect the enemies in the mine? This method was extremely profound. Other than great emperors, how about those with the battle power of a true emperor? An old man asked. There's one with the battle strength of a rank 17 true emperor. There are 2 of them. The rest are below rank 17 true emperor. There are about 50 of them. Ren Chan said. Those in the true emperor realm are still fine. As long as that great emperor leaves, we can make our move. A middle-aged man said. Lu Ming, we need to wait here for a while, he said. Ren Chan walked over and said with a smile. It's fine. 11 Lu Ming smiled. After that, Lu Ming found out that Ren Chan had indeed mastered a wonderful supernatural power. One of Arichi's strongest laws that Ren Chan controlled was the law of life. Combined with other laws, it constructed a wonderful divine power that could sense the situation of the enemy in the distance, and even the strength of their cultivation through flowers and trees. The further the distance, the weaker the perception. Of course, it was also based on Ren Chan's cultivation. The stronger the cultivation, the further the perception distance. This divine power was amazing. No wonder Ren Chan had a high status in everyone's hearts. After that, they began to wait in the forest. Lu Ming was not idle either. He was comprehending the laws at the side with peace of mind. Now he had 3 types of laws, the death law, the devouring law, and the Array-Dao law. He had already reached the 3rd realm. As for the laws of chaos, which was the first law that Lu Ming had comprehended, he was very close to the 3rd realm. Lu Ming was fully focused on comprehending the chaos laws. As long as he had a breakthrough in the chaos laws, his combat strength would increase exponentially. This wait lasted for 3 months. I'm about to break through. One day, Lu Ming was cultivating when he suddenly had a flash of inspiration. He felt that it was finally time for him to make a breakthrough in the laws of chaos. Lu Ming was fully immersed in it, with no other thoughts in his mind. Boom! Soon, Lu Ming's aura grew, and he broke through to the 3rd realm in the laws of chaos. Around them, Ren Chan and the others looked at Lu Ming and exclaimed in admiration. During this period of time, they already knew that Lu Ming had mastered 3 ultimate maxims. In the beginning, they were shocked beyond doubt. Even now, when they saw Lu Ming cultivating, they still sighed. Lu Ming is probably an unrivaled genius in the Taiqing Heaven. It's a pity that he's in the 10,000 Spirit Heaven. If he could grow up in the Taiqing Heaven, he might become an unrivaled powerhouse in the future. Someone sighed. Indeed. The others nodded in agreement. Now that Lu Ming was stranded in the 10,000 Spirit Realm, he lacked resources and could not go back. It was hard to say what his future would be like. And Ren Chan. Many people looked at Ren Chan. Ren Chan's talent was also rare in the world. Although their entire small world had concentrated resources to cultivate Ren Chan, the resources were limited under such conditions. Even so, Ren Chan had achieved so much. If he were in the Taiqing Heavenly region, he would probably have achieved even more. After a while, Lu Ming ended his cultivation and opened his eyes. My current combat strength should have reached rank 15 true emperor. Lu Ming was measuring his combat strength. Previously, his battle power was at rank 14 true emperor, and the laws of chaos were no small matter. Once he broke through, his battle power increased greatly. Lu Ming's combat strength had reached the 15th level of the true emperor realm. With Lu Ming's current combat strength and the fallen star bow, he was not afraid of any opponent, unless he encountered a rank 18 true emperor. Chapter 2290. Chapter 2291. Attacking the Mine. Chapter 2290. Chapter 2291 Attacking the Mine. Ted by BXN0VL. Siomicronem they continued to wait, and in the blink of an eye, another 10 days passed. The emperor has left, Rinchan suddenly shouted, extremely excited. They had waited for more than 3 months before the great emperor finally left. Only one emperor left? Someone asked. That's right, only the great emperor left. Rinchan nodded. That's not bad. The other party has 1 rank 18 true emperor, and 2 rank 17 true emperors. However, we have 1 rank 18 true emperor, and 3 rank 17 true emperors. It's enough to suppress them, a white-haired old man said. This white-haired elder was the strongest among them. He was a level 18 true emperor, which was already at the peak. In addition, there were 3 rank 17 powerhouses among them. Let's make our move later. 111 deal with the opponent, with a rank 18 true emperor battle strength. We'll also have to block the other 2 with rank 17 true emperor battle strength. We'll have 1 more rank 17 true emperor battle strength, to assist the others, and kill the other alien races. Then we'll work together to kill the 3 strongest people on the other side. The white-haired old man explained the strategy. Everyone nodded. This strategy was the best one at the moment. However, to be on the safe side, they didn't make a move immediately. Instead, they waited for a while to prevent the other party from returning. After a few hours, they would make their move after confirming that the emperor had really left. They concealed their auras, and rushed toward the mine from the forest. Not long after, they arrived near the mine. There were 2 outsiders guarding the mine. They were both in the true emperor realm, but their combat strength was not high. They were killed by the white-haired elder in 1 move. Charge in! The white-haired old man growled, and they rushed into the mine. It's a fish that escaped the net from the heaven realm kill. As soon as they rushed in, they were discovered by the alien races. They roared like thunder, and dozens of alien races rushed out from all over the mine. There were more than 50 of them, double their numbers. Kill! Ants from the heaven realm die. A purple-colored alien exuded a terrifying aura as he charged toward them. This was a rank 18 true emperor powerhouse. Leave it to me. The white-haired old man rushed over and began to fight with this person. The 2 of them had similar combat strength, and it was difficult to tell who was stronger. At the same time, the 2 rank 17 true emperors from the foreign race were also blocked by the 2 from their side. On their side, there was an additional level 17 true emperor. Although they had fewer people, they were all elites, and their combat strength was obviously stronger. Kill! Lu Ming also rushed over. A long spear condensed in his hand. With a thrust of the spear, an alien race member with the combat power of a rank 13 true emperor was killed. Lu Ming realized that among these alien races, only a few of them had purple scales. Most of them were ordinary evil god races with black scales. This was normal. The purple-scaled evil god tribe was a noble of the evil god tribe, so they naturally didn't have that many. They could only see so much outside the battlefield of Two World City. Whoosh! Whoosh! Lu Ming's bravery was unrivaled. After killing 2 alien races in a row, he was finally targeted by an alien race powerhouse. This person was in existence with the battle power of a rank 15 true emperor. The alien roared and charged at Lu Ming. Kill! The 6 feathered wings on Lu Ming's back flapped, and he charged at the alien as well. Boom! The 2 of them used their killing moves and clashed together. Then, the 2 of them quickly retreated. The difference was that the other party spat out a large mouthful of blood, and a large hole was blasted in his body. He was severely injured, while Lu Ming only suffered light injuries. They were of the same combat strength, but Lu Ming had the indestructible golden body and shocking defensive power. The other party's attack could only cause him minor injuries, while he could easily injure the other party. Kill! Lu Ming continued to attack the man. The 2 of them exchanged a few more moves, and the man died on the spot after his head was pierced by Lu Ming's spear. Lu Ming had the absolute advantage in terms of combat strength. Of course, having the same combat strength did not mean that they were of the same cultivation realm. In fact, the other party's cultivation realm was much higher than Lu Ming's. However, Lu Ming's combat strength was strong, and he could fight above his level. Hence, his combat strength was the same. At this moment, Lu Ming's team had an absolute advantage. They were all elites with powerful combat strength. Although the other side had more people, their combat strength was not as strong as theirs. At this moment, more than 20 people had been killed. Especially that rank 17 true Emperor expert. He was unrivaled and killed everyone. They were about to achieve victory according to their plan. Right at this moment, a loud boom was heard from one of the mines. Then two burly foreign beings rushed out. Damn remnants of the heavenly realm, kill! The two demonic humans bellowed in rage. They soared into the sky and charged toward Lu Ming and the others. Bang! All! On Lu Ming's side, two powerhouses were sent flying. One of them spat out a large mouthful of blood while the other one, who was slightly weaker, was killed immediately. Not good. There are two level 17 true Emperor experts. They were in the depths of the mine. There were no plants, so I couldn't find them. Ren Chan exclaimed. Not good. The others were also shocked. The other side had two more rank 17 true emperors. This way their high-end combat power was at a disadvantage, and they were about to lose. Heaven Realm's remnant die. The two alien races roared and charged at Lu Ming and the rest. They'll block them. The rank 17 true Emperor expert charged toward the two foreign races. However, he was fighting 1 against 2, and was not a match for them at all. After a few moves he was injured. This wasn't a match in cultivation level, but a match in battle prowess. If one's battle prowess was equal, then they would be evenly matched. It would be difficult to determine who was stronger. It would be 1 against 2, so naturally one would be no match. What do we do? What do we do? Ren Chan and the others were extremely anxious. Their small worlds didn't have many people to begin with, and they didn't have many experts either. The death of even one was a huge loss. Leave it to me. Let's go, Lu Ming said. He rushed over, and the fallen star bow appeared in his hands. Buzz! Lu Ming pulled the bowstring, and the fallen star bow trembled slightly. The power of the law and the power of the world poured into the fallen star bow madly. A 9-colored arrow was shot at one of the rank 17 true Emperor alien race. Buzz! The alien waved his axe and chopped at the arrow. Boom! With a violent boom, the alien's battle axe shook and cracks appeared on it. The alien couldn't hold the battle axe, and it flew out of his hand. He was also sent flying backward and spat out blood. He was severely injured. Before Lu Ming's Chaos Law had a breakthrough, his combat strength was at the level of a rank 14 true Emperor. When he used the fallen star bow, he would be blocked by a rank 17 true Emperor. However, now that Lu Ming had made a breakthrough in his Chaos Laws, the power of the fallen star bow had increased by a large margin. A rank 17 true Emperor could not withstand it at all, and was severely injured by Lu Ming's arrow. Whoosh! Then, Lu Ming shot another arrow at the heavily injured alien. This time, the other party could no longer resist, and was shot to death in the air by Lu Ming. Alright, Ren Chan and the others were ecstatic. Chapter 2291. Chapter 2291. Kill them one by one, Twilight Land. Chapter 2291. Chapter 2291. Kill them one by one, Twilight Land. You. Ted by BXN0VL. Xiaomicron M. Ren Chan, and the rest were overjoyed. They did not expect Lu Ming to be so powerful that he could kill a rank 17 true Emperor. This way, they could completely turn the tide of the battle. The other alien races were also shocked. At this moment, Lu Ming pulled the bowstring for the 3rd time. An arrow was shot at another true Emperor rank 17 alien. Boom! This alien had been severely injured by an arrow. How could the expert who had fought with him miss such an opportunity? He rushed over and killed the other party with 1 strike. The 2 rank 17 true Emperor aliens were instantly killed. Then, Lu Ming charged towards the remaining alien race members who had the combat power of a rank 17 true Emperor. Every time Lu Ming drew an arrow, the other party would be severely injured, and then killed by his opponent. By the time Lu Ming shot the 5th arrow, all of the opponents who had the combat power of a rank 17 true Emperor had already died. On Lu Ming's side, the 3 rank 17 true Emperor powerhouses freed up their hands to kill the remaining alien races. With the addition of the 3 rank 17 true emperors, the battle was completely one-sided. Not long after, the remaining alien race members were all killed. Only the rank 18 true emperor alien race member was still fighting the white-haired elder. Damn it! The true emperor rank 18 alien roared and glared at Lu Ming with hatred. It was all because of Lu Ming that the battle had ended up in such a state. However, Lu Ming's arrow was the only reply he got. Whoosh! A 9-colored arrow with a long tail shot toward the alien. Bang! The foreign being struck out with all his might and blocked the 9-colored arrow, but his body also trembled violently, revealing a flaw. The white-haired old man seized the opportunity and injured his opponent with one move. Let's attack together. At the same time, the others also made their moves. More than 20 attacks were launched at the other party. The alien was exhausted and retreated. During this time, Lu Ming shot 2 more arrows. The 2 arrows were shot out in succession, shocking the other party and causing him to block them repeatedly. In this way, he was no match for the white-haired old man at all. He was hit by the white-haired old man's killing moves, and finally killed by the white-haired old man, with an unwilling cry. At this point, all the alien races in the mine had been killed. Lu Ming this time, it's all thanks to you. Rin Chan and the rest came over to thank Lu Ming. This time, if it were not for Lu Ming, they would be in danger. Even if they could escape, they would suffer heavy losses, let alone obtain the rough stone. Since we've come here together, 111 naturally do my best. Lu Ming smiled and heaved a long sigh. He kept the fallen star bow and took out a pile of raw gemstones to devour and absorb. Shooting 7 arrows in a row just now had consumed a lot of Lu Ming's energy. He needed to replenish his world energy. I'll be here to keep a lookout for you. You guys go and collect the raw stones. Rin Chan said to the others. The others nodded and entered the various parts of the mine to collect raw stones. Rin Chan, on the other hand, used his supernatural power to observe the surrounding movements through the plants. Lu Ming sat cross-legged at the side, absorbing the rough stone to restore his cultivation. A few hours later, Lu Ming had already recovered to his peak. However, he did not go to dig for the raw gemstones. He still had a large number of raw gemstones. It was enough for Lu Ming to use for decades. Lu Ming sat at the side and waited. After a few days, the group finally ended their excavation. This time, they had gained quite a lot, enough to replenish their energy for a period of time. They had to leave now. The longer they stayed, the more dangerous it would be. If the other side sent a great emperor, they would all die. The group of people left this place and ran along the mountain forest, rushing towards the small world where they lived. With Ren Chan, who could sense them, they were very safe and could avoid the alien races perfectly. However, they didn't dare to increase their speed recklessly. Just like that, after more than half a month of traveling, they finally arrived near the small world where Ren Chan and the others lived. In front of them were mountains, but there was no vegetation. It looked dead silent and gray fog filled the air, making visibility extremely low. This is the Land of Dusk, one of the 3 forbidden lands of 10,000 Spirit Heavenly Domain. It's the first of the 3 forbidden lands, known as the Land of Dusk for all living beings. It's full of terrifying energy and very dangerous. Ren Chan explained. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. He understood that the entrance to the small world where Ren Chan and the rest lived should be in the Land of Dusk. Are there no foreign races here? Lu Ming asked. Yes, of course there is. Ren Chan said. The Land of 10,000 Spirits' 3 forbidden areas have long been targeted by the alien races. The other 2 have already been conquered by the alien races. Only the Land of Dusk has not been conquered yet. The Land of Dusk is full of terrifying energy. The alien races have attacked it many times and suffered a great loss. Our small world's entrance is only on the periphery of the Land of Dusk. We don't dare to go in because it's very dangerous. You have to follow us closely later. They concealed their auras and carefully entered the Land of Dusk. This was because there were alien races wandering around nearby. They couldn't let the alien races find the entrance to the small world. Otherwise, the consequences would be severe. The alien races wouldn't let them go. After entering the Land of Dusk, their speed slowed down. The white-haired elder walked in front, and the others followed the path he had taken. This region was filled with mountains, and there was a terrifying pressure. Anyone who looked at it would feel a strong sense of danger. The terrain here naturally formed all kinds of terrifying field energy. The more core the land of dusk was, the more terrifying and dangerous the field energy was. They advanced carefully. After a few hours, they finally entered an underground crack, entered an underground river, and went through the river to an underground cave. There was a pitch-black vortex here. The entrance to the small world was right here. It was extremely well hidden, so it was no wonder that the foreign races had never found it after so many years. They stepped into the vortex. In the next moment, Lu Ming and the rest arrived in a mountain range. "We're here, let's go to the city." Ren Chan smiled, and the group flew forward. This small world was extremely huge and had a wide area. After flying for a while, they arrived at a huge city. There were many people and divine beasts in this small world. After all, it was a small world. After so many years of reproduction, there were naturally many of them. Therefore, cultivation resources became scarce, and the supply could not meet the demand. After they arrived at the city, Ren Chan arranged a place for Lu Ming to stay. Lu Ming settled down here with peace of mind. Since he had come, he would take it. Now Lu Ming could only cultivate while looking for a way to return to the Tai Ching heaven. Or when his cultivation was strong enough, he could just kill his way back. But that would be many years later. A few days later, the higher-ups of the small world invited Lu Ming to ask him some questions. Lu Ming had come from the Tai Ching heavenly region. This matter had alarmed some of the powerhouses in the small world. They asked about the current situation in the Tai Ching heavenly region and how Lu Ming had come. "Almost everyone's here, let's go." An old man whose hair was about to fall out said. This person was an elder of the small world, and was an expert even among great emperors. Lu Ming understood. This small world was guarded by a heavenly emperor. However, he had been in seclusion and did not come out. Therefore, the elders were the highest level. This time, an elder was leading the team with 5 great emperor realm experts as support. The rest were all true emperors, and there were more than 100 of them. This was already a very strong force. They left the exit of the pocket world, carefully left the land of dusk, and headed in one direction. 10,000 Spirit Mountain was located in the center of the land of 10,000 forests. It was the most famous holy land in the land of 10,000 spirits. It was said that the land of 10,000 spirits got its name from the 10,000 Spirit Mountain. In the ancient times, before the foreign races invaded the land of 10,000 spirits, the land of 10,000 spirits was extremely prosperous. The strongest sect in the 10,000 spirit realm, the 10,000 spirit sect, guarded the 10,000 Spirit Mountain. After that, the foreign tribes invaded, and the 1,000 Spirit sect was destroyed. All the experts were killed, and the 1,000 Spirit Mountain was occupied by the foreign tribes. They advanced very carefully, and along the way, they didn't encounter any foreign races. According to Ren Chan, the number of alien races in the 10,000 Spirit Heavenly region had suddenly decreased significantly in the past 10 years. That was why they dared to come out and obtain resources. In the past, they wouldn't have dared to set their eyes on Wanling Mountain. As the number 1 holy land in the 10,000 Spirit Heavenly domain, there were a large number of alien overlords stationed there. However, in recent years, the number of alien races on Wanling Mountain had decreased significantly, and most of them had retreated. Is it because of the attack on the Tai Ching Heavenly region? Lu Ming made a guess. There were 2 battlefields in the Tai Ching Heavenly region, and they had both been attacked by the alien races in the past 10 years. Perhaps the alien races had transferred the powerful beings from other heavenly regions to the battlefield of the Tai Ching Heavenly region, which was why the number of them had decreased. This was very possible. It took them more than half a month to get to Wanling Mountain. In front of them, there were many majestic mountains that reached into the clouds. However, there was one mountain that was the most majestic. It was like a flock of cranes among the mountains, That was Wanling Mountain. The original qi here was so dense that it had already turned into mist. Renchan, check it out. The doyen instructed. Renchan nodded and began to investigate through the flowers and trees. Not long after, Renchan finished his investigation and said, 4 of them are extremely powerful. They should be great emperors. 4 great emperors? Good. The doyen revealed a look of joy and said, wait a moment. Well, attack and hold back the enemy's great emperor. You guys take the opportunity to rush in and harvest the sacred medicine. It would be best if you can dig up some sacred land. After the doyen gave his instructions, he looked at the other 4 great emperors and nodded silently before rushing out together. 5 great emperor realm experts rushed towards Wanling Mountain. Their terrifying auras immediately alarmed the non-humans. Buzz! 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 For beams of light immediately shot out of Wanling Mountain. They were all great emperors, and they fought intensely with the 5 founding elders. Let's go! Let's go! Someone said. They rushed toward Wanling Mountain at top speed. When they got close to Wanling Mountain, they split up into groups of a few. They split up and entered Wanling Mountain to pick spiritual and sacred herbs. Then they would meet up outside. Their main goal this time was to step on the spiritual and sacred herbs, not to fight with the other party. More than 50 people were divided into more than a dozen groups and rushed toward Wanling Mountain in different directions. Lu Ming, Renchan, and a few other people formed a team. They followed the forest and rushed towards Wanling Mountain. Boom! Boom! Not long after, they heard violent rumbles from other directions. It was clear that someone had encountered an alien race, and a great battle had broken out. Chapter 2293. Chapter 2293, 5. Chapter 2293. 5 colored soil in the other directions. They had already encountered the evil god tribe, and a fierce battle had begun. However, they had Renchan, who could sense the aura of the enemy through the grass and trees. Therefore, they had avoided the evil god tribe perfectly. Not long after, they successfully entered the depths of Wanling Mountain. Here, the origin qi was extremely rich, and the grass was as green as a blanket. Spirit herbs and saint herbs could be seen from time to time. Quickly pick them. Come on! Renchan shouted. The few of them moved and picked all the spiritual and saint herbs in a flash, not letting a single one go. There were too many spirit herbs and saint herbs here, and the medicinal fragrance was so strong that it couldn't be dispersed. There were spirit herbs and saint herbs every few steps. That's... All of a sudden, Lu Ming saw a herb that was crystal clear and shimmering. Its medicinal fragrance was much stronger than other spirit herbs and sacred herbs. This is an emperor's medicine. Lu Ming's eyes lit up. He didn't expect to see the emperor's medicine before he even reached the main peak of Wanling Mountain. Spiritual medicine was very useful for those below the martial saint realm. As for the emperor's medicine, as its name suggested, it was for martial emperors. In fact, the path understanding ancient tree was also a kind of emperor's medicine, a top emperor's medicine. Lu Ming rushed over and condensed the world energy into a shovel. He dug out the emperor's medicine and kept it. Buzz! Buzz! Their speed was shocking. Wherever they went, all the spirit herbs, saint herbs, and emperor herbs were dug up. This was a rare opportunity. It was rare for the number of alien races to decrease. If the number of alien races increased in the future, there would be no such opportunity. Therefore, he naturally had to take the opportunity to dig up more medicinal herbs. In just a short while, Lu Ming had dug up hundreds of medicinal herbs of different levels. He had even dug up 3 emperors' medicine. At this moment, the 3 of them had arrived at the real Wanling Mountain, their sacred land in Wanling Mountain. That's the most precious. Let's dig. The eyes of Renchan and the others lit up. The power of the world turned into hose, and they dug into the ground. Bang! 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 The hard rock was broken, and soon, they lifted the rock on the surface of Wanling Mountain. Suddenly, a 5-colored light filled the air. Lu Ming's eyes widened. There was a type of soil under the rocks of Wanling Mountain. It was a soil with 5 colors. This kind of soil was like mud. It was not hard and looked very soft. It could even flow. Do it. Ren Chan and the others condensed the power of the world into large hands and grabbed at the 5-colored soil. However, they could only grab a small piece each time. It's so troublesome, can't you just take it away? Lu Ming took out a storage ring, wanting to take away the entire Myriad Spirit Mountain. However, it was of no use. Then, Lu Ming wanted to put the 5-colored soil in, but it was useless. Lu Ming, it's useless. This kind of sacred land can't be taken away at all. It's useless even if we use the small world. We can only dig it out bit by bit. Ren Chan informed. Lu Ming was helpless. Following that, he condensed a huge hand with the power of the world and grabbed down. However, the 5-colored soil seemed to be a single entity and was extremely viscous. He couldn't grab it at all. Every time, he could only grab a little bit. Compared to the huge Wanling Mountain, it was only a drop in the ocean. This is too slow. Even if we dig for a few days, we won't be able to dig up much 5-colored soil. One wonder if it'll work if we use the path understanding ancient tree? Lu Ming sighed. Then his eyes lit up. This 5-colored soil had a shockingly strong spiritual nature. All the spirit herbs, saint herbs, and emperor herbs near the Myriad Spirit Mountain were produced because of this 5-colored soil. If Lu Ming had a large amount of 5-colored soil, his path understanding ancient tree would definitely grow rapidly. The few of them made use of the time and dug at high speed. But not long after, they were still discovered by the alien races. It's the remnants of the Heaven Realm kill. More than a dozen alien races charged toward Lu Ming and the rest. Their auras were very frightening. Ren Chan and the others were about to fight. Leave these alien races to me. Allure them away. You guys continued digging the 5-colored soil and medicinal herbs. After Lu Ming finished speaking, he rushed toward the foreign tribe members. The infinite dragon spear in his hand condensed, and he killed them. Whoosh! Whoosh! Lu Ming thrust out a few spear gleams in succession, shattering the void and attacking the alien race. Among the alien races, there was an extremely burly alien. He wielded a huge mace and blocked Lu Ming's spear radiance. Rank 17 True Emperor Battle Power. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. The strongest of these alien races had the combat power of a rank 17 True Emperor, which was very powerful. Lu Ming did not fight them head-on. Instead, he flapped his 6-feathered divine wings. Like a phantom, Lu Ming bypassed the alien race and attacked the other alien races. Whoosh! A ray of spear light flashed, and a rank 12 True Emperor alien was killed by Lu Ming. Then, with a sweep of the long spear, a rank 14 True Emperor alien was sent flying. His body almost exploded, and he spat out a mouthful of blood. You're looking for death. The True Emperor rank 17 alien was furious. Lu Ming actually dared to kill his people right under his nose. He was simply courting death. He had no time to care about Ren Chan and the others. He was bent on killing Lu Ming. He charged at Lu Ming, but Lu Ming turned around and fled in another direction. Chase! The leader of the alien races roared and led the other alien races in a mad pursuit of Lu Ming. With Lu Ming's current abilities, he was still slightly faster than a rank 17 True Emperor alien when he used the 6-feathered divine wings. However, Lu Ming was not in a hurry to shake off his opponent. Instead, he slowed down on purpose so that his opponent felt that he could catch up to him. Therefore, the alien races did not let Lu Ming go. In the blink of an eye, they came to the other direction of Wanling Mountain. This is the place. Lu Ming suddenly stopped. Brat, you know you can't escape now, go to hell. The alien races charged toward Lu Ming. It'll send you on your way. Lu Ming took out the fallen star bow and shot an arrow. Bang! The rank 17 True Emperor alien was severely injured. He spat out a mouthful of blood, and his eyes were filled with fear. Then, Lu Ming shot another arrow and killed the alien. Whoosh! Whoosh! Then he shot 2 more arrows and killed 2 more rank 16 True Emperor alien cultivators. The remaining alien races were shocked and wanted to escape. Lu Ming put away the fallen star bow and cast the 6-feathered divine wings to give chase. The strongest of the remaining alien races were only at level 15 True Emperor. They were no match for Lu Ming. They wanted to escape, but they were not as fast as Lu Ming. Soon, all the alien races were killed by Lu Ming. With a wave of his hand, he put away all the alien race's storage rings and crystal cores. Lu Ming landed on Wanling Mountain and chose a spot to break open the rock, revealing the 5-colored soil inside. Let's take a look at the path understanding ancient tree. Lu Ming had an idea and entered the mountain and river diagram. The path understanding ancient tree was rooted on one of the mountain peaks in the mountain and river diagram. Lu Ming crushed the mountain and pulled the path understanding ancient tree out. Lu Ming's figure reappeared on Wanling Mountain. He placed the path understanding ancient tree into the 5-colored soil. A sudden change occurred. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support. And don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.